What is up, San Antonio Spurs fans? Welcome to TSR Sports as what's left of the Portland Trailblazers, and there ain't much left, faces off against our San Antonio Spurs, who are the home team coming from Austin, though. We'll be doing a live play-by-play scoreboard, talking in the chat, hopefully having some fun as the NBA regular season is almost over. And the season will be almost over very soon for our San Antonio Spurs as they are not making the playoffs. But they will have, hopefully, a top 3 draft pick as long as the ping pong balls go our way. Maybe number 2, maybe number 1. Time will tell. I'm excited for what's going to happen going into the draft. We're doing a lot of draft coverage soon. And I think I'm going to cover some of the NBA playoffs this year, my friend. Friends, there's more than one person watching. I haven't covered the NBA playoffs in a while. I was like, you know what? I want to do it. That's how I originally grew the channel, and I want to get back into it and just enjoy some games. I might follow the Celtics and old San Antonio Spur Derek White. My ideal situation is the Boston Celtics play the Atlanta Hawks in the first round or second round, and I can call DeJounte Murray versus Derek White, which would be kind of cool. Good evening, Joe. Good evening, Jonathan. Good evening, Spur of the Moment. You guys know the deal. If you haven't done so, please hit the thumbs up. Fast, fun, free, nutritious, and delicious. And as always, Portland's roster tonight, holy moly, is everybody out. The whole original starting lineup is out. Their starting lineup is Skylar Mace, not Jonathan, Genathan. That's my first time ever seeing that particular name. Genathan Williams, Trendon Watford, John Butler Jr., and former San Antonio Spur, Thunder Dunk of Justice himself, Drew Eubanks. For the San Antonio Spurs, I'm not sure who's starting. I believe Kelman is back tonight. KBD, dang, 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 do. Zach Collins, Trey Jones, and probably Malachi Branham, which on paper we have probably the better guys going tonight because we actually have NBA starters left. No disrespect to Portland anyway, but they're deep in their bench tonight. Jose, I'd be shocked if the Spurs don't win tonight, which would give them their 21st win of the season, which would pull them out of contention of being tied for the worst San Antonio Spurs team of all time. Right now, they're right there with 20 wins with the 20-62 96-97 San Antonio Spurs. I do think they get one more win probably tonight. Maybe 2, who knows? I know Pop started load management, but smash that thumbs up, man. Portland is resting everybody. Now, the Spurs aren't being coy with what they're doing either. It's very obvious the tank towel is in with Jeremy Sohan's been hurt, but Devin Vassell constantly out, Keldon Johnson, Zach Collins. It's pretty obvious what the Spurs are doing. I'm very curious to see what they're going to do for the weekend. Are they going to rest their guys on Saturday and then try to play spoiler from the Mavericks if they're still in contention on Sunday? I do plan on calling the Sunday game, so hopefully if there's any day that our guys play, it's going to be Sunday. Although I think the Saturday game is a home game in Austin, mind you, but still a home game, and then I think we play at Dallas Sunday. I think. I'm not 100% sure on that. Correct me if I'm wrong in the chat. Otherwise, well, I got 2 words for you. Sucker! Ramajit, thank you for stopping in. Hello to you. And I want to do, with the NBA playoffs on the horizon, I want to do something different for my setup. This setup here, I like this for San Antonio Spurs basketball. It's very personal, if you will, up and close with you guys. And, I like that for Spurs. But for maybe some casual passer-buyers that I might get with the NBA playoffs, I think I want to do something different. I don't know what. I'm off the next 4 days, so I have plenty of time to prepare. I also want to try to get maybe a couple shorts up and some other videos this weekend. I've got free time. I want to work on this channel in the next 4 days, and I do want to get going on the music channel because I have neglected that so hard the last few months because making music takes time. But once I get in the studio, man, once I start playing some chords, it just gets me going. Does Vegas have San Antonio Spurs as a favorite tonight? I gotta think so. I don't know what the line is, but my goodness, I mean, Portland is seriously out everybody. Portland's just as bad as up, so you can flip a coin on this one. Yeah, but Portland's missing all their starters. They're deep in their bench. I think they only have like 9 guys, maybe 10 guys active tonight, and some of these guys, no disrespect to Portland, I haven't heard of them. Of course, if a Portland fan stops in or is watching the game, I'm sure there's San Antonio Spurs players they're scratching their heads at. Like, who's this guy? Julian Champagnie, I'm sure that's not a household name. No disrespect to Julian. Good evening, Ron Duffney. Thank you for stopping in. We better have a Sohan and Destroyer song by the... It's tough doing Spurs songs because it's so niche. I'm already in a niche genre doing extreme metal and or death metal, and then doing San Antonio Spurs songs really makes that even a smaller window of opportunity to spread music to an audience. I really want to work on the Slaughter to Prevail cover that I've been talking about for ages on end. It's a cover of Baba Yaga. I don't know if I'm going to do it exact or kind of put my own spin on it and move some parts of the song around. I think it'd be better maybe to do my own thing. And I still have the Spurs the DMX cover Party Up in here with the Spurs as lyrics, which I could do towards the draft because they always do something at the draft that makes us scratch our head, right? Veronica, good evening. Walker, good evening to you. Ron, I'm doing pretty good. 4-day weekend coming up. I'm very excited for that. I was just talking about getting some material up for this channel, getting some material up for the music channel. My local comic book store, my LCS, has a big sale going on this weekend, 70% off. So I was like, I definitely got to stop by there. I'm working on a Walking Dead run, and I know I'm missing some issues. And I wasn't sure the prices of some of the issues they had there. I priced them out, and I was like, all right, 70% off. I can do some of those. What's up, Yankee? I'm just going to say Yankees fan because you have such a long name. Good evening to you. Exactly 40 days from Mark Tatum announcing Spurs win draft tomorrow. Is it 40 days when we find out who drafts where? It's free and fun because nice, Veronica. Bucks have been great every year since Giannis has started dominating the league. I mean, let's call it what it is. If I haven't mentioned it already, one thing that's been really cool for me this year, sports-wise, is I found out the Yankees are on Amazon Prime. 20 more games, I believe I counted. I live in Connecticut, and the Yankees are on Yes Network, but I don't have cable, so I don't get Yes Network anymore, so I can't watch the Yankees. That being said, I tend to not watch a lot of baseball games throughout the season, so having them on Amazon Prime for 20 games is right there in my wheelhouse where, like, all right, what am I doing? The Yankees are on tonight. I'll throw it on and do something else while I get the Yankees on in the background. Good evening, Cowboy X Factor. May 16th. You could even have a pre-draft song called Praying on a Wemby. Whoa, we're halfway there. No. Wemby's got big hair. Draft him first. 'Cause fans will care. Whoa! I don't know. Yes, Drew Eubanks. I don't remember if it was Drew that got me starting the Thunder Dunk of Justice slogan on my channel, or if it was Yaka Pertl, if there was a combination of the two. I really don't remember. It was definitely one of those guys. Drew will be starting tonight, and he's played well in Portland. Would he have been playing well in San Antonio? I don't know. I wish him the best. Seems to have found a good spot in Portland, so there you go. The Eagles need to play better next season, as in the Philadelphia Eagles, the team that made the Super Bowl. I don't know if they can't really play too much better aside from winning said Super Bowl, and they were pretty darn close. What did KC win by? 3? Is it 38-35 the Super Bowl this year? I know Philly was up at half, weren't they? And then KC came roaring back. I think that's what happened. It was Jakob. If you remember that, props to you. Veronica, do that. Wemmy's got some crazy long legs, crazy long everything. Moving right along. Good evening, Lars. Thank you for stopping in. You know, Victor Wembanyama's injuries and his lack of girth with his body does worry me. But, man, how can you not? If we draft first overall, how can we not take him first? It would bring so many eyeballs to San Antonio, cause legit excitement in the NBA for the San Antonio Spurs. No doubt in my mind that they would have some nationally televised games, and on a selfish level would certainly push my channel up in the algorithm and draw viewers, because I'm sure fans would like to talk about him, and it would bring so much excitement to the team. If we don't get him first overall, so be it. Hopefully we can at least get Scoot Henderson as our starting PG. Diggs to the New York Giants? I would take that in a heartbeat. I mean, come on now. Daniel Jones has been playing fine, but he has not had any wide receivers to throw to. I mean, come on, Kenny Galladay? Please, that guy sucks. One of the worst free agent signings in my lifetime as a New York Giants fan. Kenny Galladay, Busta Rooney. Hey, Joe Castles with the $5 Super Chat. Thank you very much. Appreciate this party. Said, what's up, my boy? Go Spurs, go from San Antonio. That's for you. Thank you, man. Appreciate it. Spurs are playing in Austin tonight, so maybe a change of scenery will get us a win. Hey, good evening, La Sports Critic. How are you, Amir? Hope you're doing well. I'm not sure if you're off tomorrow. I am, so I got a 4-day weekend coming up. I took Monday off. I'm excited. I want to get some more channel content on the channel and ready for the NBA playoffs. Much like yourself, I'm going to start calling some different teams. You probably know my channel really got going with the NBA playoffs back in 2019, and I haven't called the playoffs since because, well, my team hasn't been in it. I was like, you know what? It's time for me to revisit the playoffs. It would probably be tough to get into the algorithm for the first few games. Maybe it'd be tough for the whole playoff run, as there's so many channels calling the playoffs now. I still want to do it, and I know it seems sacrilege to say I'll cover Boston on this channel, but I don't like the Red Sox and the Patriots. As far as the Celtics, I'm neutral on them. And my boy Derek White's on there, so maybe I'll follow him. We'll see. And they're a good team. Hell yeah, Good Friday is right. Wembenyama. Wanyamama. Portland has a lot of injuries, and I did see Dame was shut down for the year, which I did not realize going into this game that Damian Lillard has been shut down. I don't know what his injury is, but he was having a really good year until then. All right, well, the Sports Critic. By the way, if anybody's an Orlando Magic fan or St. Louis Cardinals fan, make sure you sub up my man Amir, the Sports Critic. He covers both religiously, even when they're bad, which, much like our Spurs, the Magic can be bad for some time, and he's still there calling them every night. Players are on the court, and away we go. Thank you for all stopping in. I hate the Boston Celtics. Neutral. I hate the Red Sox. Not a fan of the Patriots either, at all. Brandon's going to lose it out of bounds. It went off a Portland Trailblazer. It'll stay with our San Antonio Spurs. It may have been off Trendon Watford. I might struggle tonight, my friends, calling this game because the Blazers are resting their entire starting lineup, or they're out with injury. Is Calvin Johnson wearing a headband? Is KJ wearing a headband? He is. That totally threw me off. He's rocking a headband. I saw the number 3 shoot the ball. He got the first bucket, but the headband, I was like, wait a minute. Keldon with a headband? He's got headband power. Drew Eubanks, jump hook. Good. Over Zach Collins. 2-0. Headband Keldon is dropping 50. Melissa, good evening to you. Did the Red Sox beat the Cardinals twice in a series? Honestly, don't remember that. I'm sure I was rooting against the Red Sox because I can't stand them. Zach Collins in the post, gets into the paint, out to Keldon. Keldon back to KBD. And KBD misses the 3. He has been shooting better from 3 as of late. Blazers try to go fast break. The ball's going to get knocked out of bounds. And I'm not sure what's going to. Playmaker Guido, good evening. Last time the Spurs had the 3rd worst record, they won the lottery. Yes, they did. That's one thing I'm taking a little... lightning will strike twice. Yeah, some hope, if you will, if the Spurs finish with the 3rd worst overall record. Is last time that happened, worked out pretty good. Drew Eubanks for 3. I don't have an NHL team, Cowboy X Factor. Well, I do, I guess, root for the Hartford Wolfpack and the Springfield Thunderbirds because I live in New England, but those are AHL teams. As far as NHL, I have no team. Butler for 3, no good. John Butler Jr. Spurs get the ball down 5-2 to 10 and a half minutes to go in the first quarter as I stutter through my speaking. Oh, Trey Jones takes him in the paint. Drew Eubanks says, get out of here! Get out of here, former teammate. Blocked him into the stands. Sports Critic, if the Spurs get the number 1 pick, I'm telling you, my channel's going to blow up if we get Victor. It just is. That's what you know that. We see the teams that, like you and I, we cover teams that are bad. So we don't pull viewers. People that cover the Lakers or the Warriors, they pull a ton more viewers because those teams have the popular players in the NBA right now, like LeBron James, like Steph Curry, so forth and so on. Our time will come. We're still just wait for that superstar to break out. Give Danny Dimes both OBJ and D-Hop along with drafting a tight end in the Jets. Yeah, we have Waller, though, from the Raiders. So if he's healthy, could be pretty good. By the way, we have Zach Collins at the line for 2 shots. I'm hearing Aaron Rodgers, by the way, to the 49ers. If that happens, I think that's a great place for him to go. They are poised to make a championship run. They had multiple quarterbacks last year. They got a great running back in Christian McCaffrey. They got one of the best defenses in the NFL. I think Aaron Rodgers should go to San Fran. I hate the Lakers too, man. I can't stand them. Didn't start disliking the Lakers until they started the super team thing with LeBron and Anthony Davis and then adding Russell Westbrook. That just made me just dislike them to no end. Trendon Watford with the jumper good. 7-3 Spurs down by 4. Keldon over to KBD. KBD going to drive to the paint. Throws up the left-handed layup. That's blocked by Drew Eubanks. Drew Eubanks playing with some passion tonight. In an alley-oop layup down the other end, and the Blazers are up 9-3. It's John Butler Jr., the recipient of the alley and the oop. Eubanks with 5 points, 2 boards, and 2 blocks already. Trey Jones into the paint, throws up the layup. Good. 9-5. Lamar to San Fran? Aaron Rodgers did almost go to the Jets. Why would he? Why? Why? No. Blazers almost turned the ball over to get it back, and a bucket in the paint from... Who that? I don't know who that is. Jonathan Williams, my apologies. He's number 23. I had him down as 13 for some reason. And we have a foul on Watford. It is Spurs ball. KB Dean. Oh, they're showing KB Dean getting rejected by Eubanks. Great. With Wemby or Scoot or Brandon Miller, TSR will be at 1K? 1,000? Wait, so am I losing a bunch of subscribers? That was a 3-point play, by the way. That was an and 1 as I was talking in the chat. Sorry. 11-8. TSR got to pay attention here. Over here looking at the chat, which is fine and good, but you need to pay attention to the game. As Trent Wofford takes it right into the paint, gets the layup, and we're going to have a timeout by Greg Popovich, I think. Maybe? Maybe not? Guess not. My Raiders would be more worse than this. The Raiders. I have one of my best friends is a Raiders fan. Yeah. I just can't get used to saying Las Vegas Raiders. I don't like that. And we have a technical now. Trey Jones at the line for a free throw. Good. Cowboy X Factor. I haven't talked to any Spurs content creators in months upon months upon months. I had mentioned there was I guess it's sort of a fault with another channel, if you will. I talked about it briefly on my channel a few months ago. Some people were able to figure out who it was. I'm not going to say who it was. And Zach Collins for 3, no good, gets his own miss, and gets in the paint, throws it down with the thunder dunk of justice. Blazers ball. And now the ball's going to go out of bounds, and it's going to stay with Portland? Stay with Portland. 22-34 is an improvement. Oh, 1,000 in the room. Oh, okay. Spur of the moment, I was like, am I losing 17,000? Having 1,000 people watching again would be awesome. I mean, when the chat's going so fast, and you just it's a nice little rush knowing that you have that many people watching. Zach's in the house. Good evening, Zach. Oh, yep, there you are. Damn, that lightning is... Thank you. I made that myself. Apparently, we have a jump ball now between Skylar Mays and Trey Jones. Jones looks shorter. Still wins. Don't judge a book by its cover. Collins out near 3-point line. Gets it into KBD. KBD back to Kelman. Kelman into the paint. Finds Zach Collins. Collins with the little jumper. And we have a tied game. I have no idea how OGR is doing. Cowboy X Factor. I have not talked to him in a long time. Oh, Zach Collins with a huge block down the other end. No. Get that out of my house. Not a Twitcher myself, Seth. I'm familiar with the website. I know Twitch is mostly gaming streaming, I believe. Isn't that kind of its big claim to fame? I'm not a Twitcher. So was that we trade Devontae Adams and get a haul of draft picks in return as Raiders need to rebuild the defense and offense from scratch. I don't think OGR comes on YouTube anymore, Amir. I mean, when he retired maybe 2 years ago, I thought I heard he was doing some guest commentary with folks, but I really haven't kept in touch with him. Jonathan Williams gets in the paint, throws it up off the glass. Good, 15-13. Blazers up by a deuce. KBD in the paint. Spins around, throws it up off the glass. We got a tied game, and there's not much defense in this game. So if you like offense, this is a good game so far. It kills. Good evening. it goes well. I've got a little mini vacation coming up off the next 4 days, and I am very happy about that as Skylar Mays pulls up and hits the mid-range jumper. Roy, good evening. Boo Boo's the Cat says howdy, and Go Spurs go to you, my man. Wearing the hoodie you gave me, as I do many times for the Spurs streams, as I won't be needing the hoodie much longer as it's getting warmer out here in New England. Julian Champagnie for 3, no good. Jonathan Williams with the rebound for Portland. They are up 17-15 with 7 minutes to go. That's right, Veronica KBD, dang, 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 do. Skylar Mays with another bucket, 19-15. Spurs down by 4. Champagnie over to Colin Johnson. Johnson's going to drive in the paint. Pull-up jumper is no good. He's going to get fouled and go to the line for 2. Damn now, I'm about to take money off to take a... You should, Amir! I asked for money off for that 4-day weekend. I thought about it like, man, work is going to be extremely busy Monday because we're closed tomorrow. I don't want to deal with that. I ain't got time for that. I'm taking Monday off. 1 day off for a 4-day weekend? Heck yeah. Is Avery calling the games, Phil? My TV defaulted to the Portland Trailblazers stream, and I have the sound so low I can't hear us calling the game anyway. But Avery Johnson, that's cool. Is it cold where you 55? I'll take 55. By the way, I want to ask you guys. I watched the first episode of The Mandalorian, and I'll admit I wasn't too invested in it, and I haven't watched an episode since. However, since then, I'm seeing that the ratings on the TV show are terrible. Like, just abysmal. Like, the worst they've ever had. Has anybody watched it? Is it just not good this year? Is it even worth checking out? I like the first 2 seasons, but I'm not going to watch it if season 3 is doo-doo. Zach with the $2 super chat. Thank you, sir. He says, go Spurs, go. Selena is still a Spurs fan. Well, for that, my friend, a little Selena, just for you. And I got to follow up with one of these. Spurs cannot afford to win another game for this season. We just can't keep getting blown out. Okay, so you don't want us to win, but you don't want to see us get crushed either. Am I reading that right? The new season is bad, the prune? Man, I don't even want to talk about Rod Strickland. I still remember that like it was yesterday. Good evening, Jacob. It's excellent. This episode had Jack Black and Lizzo make a cameo. I don't know who Lizzo is. I have not a clue. I did see a picture of her with Jack Black. I'm assuming she's a singer. If she has one name, Lizzo. I don't know who she is, though. I am so out of touch with modern music. Like, way out of touch. I know Metallica's got a new album coming out. The last album I bought was Arch Enemy's new album from last year, which is a melodic death metal band. I'm very much out of touch. Doc Brown. Christopher Lloyd is Doc Brown. Dang. How is Sharp doing with the Blazers? He's out tonight. So I don't know. Zach, my plan is to cover the NBA draft and also cover the lottery results next month because that's going to be such a huge night for Spurs fans to find out when we draft. So I plan on doing the NBA draft, plan on doing the lottery results, but I also plan on covering the NBA playoffs. For those of you who've been here long enough, my channel got a lot of growth covering the NBA playoffs in 2019, and I haven't really covered the playoffs since because the Spurs haven't made the playoffs, and I was like, you know what, there's enough Spurs on other teams that I really want to cover something else. And you continue on with the NBA while my team is obviously not making the playoffs. Both free throws good. 6:45 to go. Spurs down 19-17. They're showing Shaedon Sharpe on the bench right now. About 10 points per game, 47% field goal percentage, about 37% from beyond the arc in 22 minutes. I would say he's having a good rookie year. So to answer your question, Shaedon doing pretty well. I did hear that WWE is getting sold to the UFC. And we're going to have a foul in San Antonio. The alien love scene at the beginning of the episode was all sorts of bad. This happened in Star Wars? Yeah, maybe, I don't know. We crazy if Ricky Lombardo and Ron Jeremy appeared in an actual movie in life. They did appear together in the short TV series Brug's Cowboy X Factor. I'm sure you probably remember that, where they co-hosted whatever that show was. I don't think I have those episodes anymore. 21-17, Spurs down by 4. Let me pay attention to Keldon Johnson. Gets loose into the paint for a layup, and one! play-in tournament, we'll see. We'll see on that one. I think I'm going to cover the Celtics and Derek White. They have such a good roster. Tatum and Brown, and then Derek White. I don't want to cover a Western Conference team because there's a good chance their games could be very late. So I definitely want to cover an Eastern Conference team. Ideally, the Celtics play either the Bulls or the Hawks, and then I could see former Spurs going at it, which I think would be pretty cool. Celtics and Hawks are Bulls. The Bulls are in the playoffs this year, right? Or at least the play-in? Gotta be. Portland ball. Drew Eubanks, one-on-one with Zach Collins, into the paint. Spins around, throws it up off the glass. Nice move by Drew Eubanks. 23-20. Under 6 minutes to go. Sports Critic, I did that twice on a weekend. I covered the London series, and it was back-to-back 5-hour streams. Keldon for 3, no good. And it was one of the things that stopped me from calling baseball. Back-to-back 5-hour streams. Fast break for the Portland Trailblazers and a big dunk by Jonathan Williams. It just does not roll off the tongue for me. Collins into the paint. Throws it up. No good. Portland ball. Portland on the run. And going coast to coast is Kevin Knox. And the Blazers are up by 7. Blazers are like running their G League team tonight. Ooh, Kelly going to call for a charge there? Nope, he got lucky. Gets the ball back. Out to Mamu. Mamu for 3. No good. Champagnie gets the rebound over to Keldon. Keldon's going to drive to the paint. Tosses back out to Champagnie. Champagnie's going to launch a 3. That one's good. 27-23. They fixed the problem with the pitch. That's true. I watched the Yankees on Amazon the other night, and that pitch clock totally threw me off. But it was also cool that the Yankees are on Amazon about 20 more games this year. Williams with the bucket off the glass in the paint for Portland. It is 29-23. I don't have the Yes Network anymore, so I don't have a way watching the Yankees outside of Amazon Prime. I'm sure they'll be on Fox. I will end up getting ESPN this weekend to cover the NBA playoffs and TNT, etc. As I'll get Sling again. Oh, boy. So I'll be able to catch the Yankees here and there, which is cool. Bulls are not making the playoffs? Wait, are they out? Derek versus DJ would be really cool. What are you guys talking about, the mascot? Rich, what's the difference between WWE and NWA? I mean, when I think NWA, I think more 80s when wrestling was territorial and the WWE was in the Northeast and then NWA was in the South, and then the NWA eventually, I believe, became the WCW. If there's a current version of the NBA, I don't know what it's about. Bulls are a playing team. I figured. Thank you, Amir. I thought so. 29-25. Spurs down by 4. It is Portland ball. And a steal by Julian Champagnie as he steals the Jonathan Williams pass. It is Spurs ball. Trey Jones will bring it up and reset the offense. Romeo Langford is in the lineup. He was questionable for the game. Glad to see he's playing as he's fought injuries his whole career. Jones out to Champagnie. Champagnie for 3. It's good. Julian Champagnie killing it off the bench for the San Antonio Spurs. Pew, pew, pew. I see that poster is Penda behind you. Penda? Expendables, man. Not Penda. Expendables. Trey Jones with a steal. Turnover for Portland. Spurs on the run. Over to Champagnie. Champagnie back to Dominic Barlow. Barlow in the paint gets the layup, and the Spurs have taken a lead. We had timeout. Timeout, Portland. Yeah, that's Expendables behind Selena there, Skippy. If I pull Selena down, you'll see. There we go. Expendables. Panda. What the hell is a panda? I'm just messing with you. I know we're not the best team, but I love our roster, to be honest. All our guys are likable and can't up the roof room. It kills. I can't argue with that. The Spurs have always, they haven't had any of those really controversial players until recently. I guess Joshua Primo fell under that list. We're in the lead, Melissa, by 1. Joe, I haven't watched wrestling, and I did watch a little of WrestleMania. I couldn't get into it. I just didn't care. I watched Brock Lesnar wrestle a NBA player. I don't know, big dude. I watched Shane O'Mac wrestle The Miz for like 30 seconds and then blow out his knee or tear his quad or something. That was a joke. And then Snoop Dogg leveled The Miz with a punch, which it was comical, but you should never have a celebrity defeat one of your wrestlers. Because then you're just basically saying that they're chumps. Which, fine, maybe that's what you want, but that was terrible. And I was just bored out of my mind watching Edge and Finn Balor, Demon Guy, all painted up. Didn't like that. I also hated the fact Edge came out to his old Brood entrance when he first, when his early days in the WWF in the Attitude Era with Gangrel. They're like, oh, it's Brood Edge. But he was wearing like this ridiculous metal mask and whole getup. I'm like, he never wore that in the Brood. This is stupid. This doesn't make me think Brood at all. So I just hated everything about it. Wah! Booze? Come on, man. That's water. H2O. I don't drink. I've never drank on stream as far as I know. I don't know if you can see. That's just water, man. There you go. First time ever. Right into the red Solo Cup. Happened here tonight. You saw it here first. Masagua. Coyote is showing the crowd a Longhorn sign versus Aggies. Vodka looks... Dude, if that was vodka, this cup is up to full to here right now. If that was vodka, I would not make it to the end of this stream. I would be absolutely trashed. I have no tolerance for alcohol. The last time I really drank was my mom's funeral, December 2017. So my tolerance is itty bitty. What's most of these Spurs roster will end up being 2 seasons from now? How many of our guys are expendable? That's a good question. I'll have to do a video on that at some point. That's a miss for the Blazers. As I was looking at the chat, it is Spurs ball. A little over 3 minutes to go. 30-29 in a game with no defense. As Romeo Langford takes it in the paint, gets the layup, and the Spurs are rocking the headbands tonight. Keldon Johnson's rocking one. Romeo Langford, Blake Wesley. Headband power on the San Antonio headbands. Sure, why not? Blazers ball. 3 minutes to go, 32-29, San Antonio Spurs with lead. That pull-up jumper by, I have no idea who that was. Jabari Walker, I believe. Jabroni Walker for Portland. Champagnie for 3 again. Short, no good. He's not shy about launching the shots, I'll tell you that much. Blazers ball. An open 3. Jabroni Walker didn't want it. Instead, we'll pass it off to Justin Minaya, and he'll get the bucket in the paint. 32-31. The Pendo poster. Headband TSR. Maybe. Blake Wesley, out 3-point land, looking to get into the post. Gets it into Dominic Barlow. Barlow drives, misses the layup. Tries to get his own shot back, misses that. Mamu gets the ball back, goes for a dunk, gets blocked. Mamu again with the putback. That's also no good. Mamu with another offensive board. Fight for the ball. Finally going to go out of bounds, and we're going to have a jump ball for the Spurs and Blazers. I did not watch the main event. I cannot stand Roman Reigns at all, and I will not watch it. I just, not a fan. Can't stand him. Have not seen the Mara Brothers movie, The Prune, but I believe it did pretty good. Stuck in the 80s is still stuck in the 80s. Everybody, welcome to Stuck in the 80s. I'm your host, Liga Schwarzenegger! Today I'll be reviewing Missing in Action, starring Chuck Norris and directed by the Sports Critic. That was if I did that channel right, as in putting movie clips throughout the reviews, maybe it would have done better. But just using still pictures was... The jump ball almost got tipped into the basket for a bucket for the Spurs. That would have been a new one. But stuck in the 80s, it'll say stuck there. And now the Spurs will get the ball back as the Blazers shot goes up and over the backboard. 1:45 to go. Spurs up 32-31. Just Mamu being Mamu, man. Boo Boo says WrestleMania was caca. Was it? It's on Peacock, and I get Peacock. Still, for some reason, I don't pay for it, but I think I still have Peacock Premium. Oh, it's still Blazers ball. My bad. Kevin Knox, swish. 3-pointer, 34-32. Spurs down by 2. Blake Wesley going to fly into the paint, misses the shot. At least he didn't get rejected. Spurs to get the ball back. I like Blake Wesley, but man, every time that kid drives into the paint, we're going to have an over and back on the Spurs. Every time I swear Blake Wesley drives in the paint, 50% of the time he's getting rejected. Branham, free bands? I don't think he... Oh, yep, he's on the court. Malachi's in there. Zach, I had a good day. Yourself? The movie critic needs to go back to the 80s to meet up with... Yeah, he does. I mean, you said it yourself, though, I think, with the movie critic. Had you stuck with it, Knox with another 3. You know, maybe you would that channel would have been much bigger. You know, I made a lot of mistakes on YouTube. I started on YouTube in December 2006, but just was doing a small independent film channel. Wasn't taking it seriously. I was there before the YouTube explosion, but I just wasn't doing anything right. Brandon with a spin around, turnaround jumper, no good. Spurs down by 5. They get the ball back. And then Langford throws it to Mamu, goes through his hands. Oh, my clock's not running. Oops. I really, I kicked myself because I was doing sports reactions to the UFC and WWE starting in 2016. And I think I was ahead of the curve time-wise, but I was doing a terrible job of it. That's a miss. It's going to be Spurs ball. My clock is way, way behind. We got to fix that. There we go. My apologies. Spurs ball. Malachi Branham out 3-point lane. About a 4-second differential between the shot clock and the game clock. Branham looking for a pick and roll. Gets the pick. Gets the roll. Now picks up his dribble. Loses the ball out of bounds. It's going to stay with the Spurs. They got 2.5 seconds on the shot clock. But man, I was doing sports in 2016. Not sports like this. Was not talking to the chat at all. Branham for 3, air ball. That's going to be a shot clock violation. But you know what? It is what it is. I also did a Death Metal channel briefly that got to 1,000 subscribers. And if I stuck with music, I wonder what that could have become. Because music reaction channels are huge these days. 3-point down the other end is no good. I think that was Knox who shot that. We're going to go into the second quarter. The Spurs, to my surprise, they're down by 5. We're losing to a very depleted Portland Trailblazers roster who doesn't have any starters in there tonight. All bench for them. And yet, here we are, Spurs fans. Although some Spurs fans, I'm sure, would prefer that we lose, because I believe if we lose out for the rest of the season, we will finish as the 2nd worst team in the NBA, having the same record as the Rockets, unless the Rockets win a game, which is always possible too. If you haven't hit the thumbs up, would appreciate it. It does help the channel. It looks a little like that. Right, pop, Craig Poopy bitch. Just kidding. Just kidding. Dude, Wesley plays way out of control. Why do I hate the Tribal Chief? He's more helpful towards the wrestling bits than John Cena. I don't like people that are shoved down there. I don't like Cena or Roman Reigns. I've always found Reigns to be, at least when I watched him, boring. Of course, I don't like wrestling anymore either, so that's probably not helping that situation. The second worst team usually gets the first pick, but I don't know how the lottery actually works. Amir, for, I believe the top 3 teams each have an equal opportunity to get the first overall pick, and that being a 14% chance. The question is, how far can you possibly drop if you... So you can have a chance of dropping farther if you have a better record. So the worst team in the NBA, which is going to be the Pistons, I think the worst they can do is 5th overall pick, the 2nd seed, 6, 3, 7, etc. So folks want the worst record just to kind of guarantee you don't drop too far in the draft. But if you're not drafting the first 2 or 3, it doesn't really matter at that point. Good evening, Anthony. I haven't watched wrestling in years, but apparently Reigns was around when I was still watching, and I have no memory of him. This must be boring. Nice, Joshua. Death Metal, I would have thought you a Eric Clapton, Carlos Santana type rather than Panthers Death Clock person. The more you know. Death Metal went from Metallica in the late 80s to Pantera in the early 90s. Asked some folks, I want to go heavier than Pantera, and people said you need to go Death Metal, so first Death Metal band I got into was Cannibal Corpse. The first album I bought by them was Vile. They had just made their singer change. And then I picked up Butchered at Birth. Wow. Vile was a heavy album, but Butcher at Birth was just way out there. Vocally, couldn't understand a word the dude was saying. Chris Barnes, their former singer. The album artwork was just way out there. And then I picked up The Bleeding next. And then finally got the courage to pick up Tomb Unmutilated, which has some of the nastiest artwork for death metal, some nasty song titles that I would not say on my stream, and then their all-time classic, Hammer Smash Face. Yep, that all just happened. Good evening, Gooseby. Is Dougie out there tonight, Veronica? Isn't he out with an injury? We're going to have another technical free throw for the Spurs. I don't know if there was an illegal defense, but KBD will be at the line for one. And he made it. B-Town Breakdown! I thought you meant Pantera, Jose. I wasn't sure on that. Good evening, Bobby. Are you still calling the Bruins game, or is it halftime right now? It can't be halftime already, is it? No. A.B. Menace, good evening to you. Yeah, we'll give you a little go, Spurs, go. Spurs ball, down by 4. And we got a miss in the paint. I think that may have been by Romeo. Blazers ball. Wow. Kevin Knox, coast to coast, and then throws down the two-handed dunk as the Spurs had no defense whatsoever in the paint, or really no defense the entire length of the floor in that play. Langford for 3 from the corner, and no good. 39-33. Blazers on the run again. And they turn the ball over. A little too much running. Branham into the paint. Thunder dunk of justice! Malachi Branham with the left hand. All right. Nice job, Malachi. Good evening, Asia Babe. Thank you for stopping in. Taking a minute to chomp some food. Well, have something for me, my friend. Have something for me. I did get your text about going to see the Yankees and Red Sox, by the way. Just haven't had. I might have plans in June. I usually go to New Hampshire, so give me a little time on that. That was a great dunk, Melissa. Malachi's got some. He's got some ups. He can finish. Yeah, Joshua. You know, I've been doing the Thunder Dunk of Justice on the channel for a few years, but nothing happens on screen, and you know, I like to take it to the next level. You know, always try to improve on the channel. Like with stuff like this. If you haven't seen this before, Chuck Norris. And if you ain't down with that, sucker! That's how we roll here at TSR Sports. We have a little fun. I like to have a little bit of fun. Second free throw is good. 41-35. Blazers up by 6. We could do that too, Beantown. That's true. Butterfly, I see you. I see you. R210 in the house, and this is in Austin, by the way. KBD with the ball right now for San Antonio, double team, and he's going to get fouled. I see Butterfly. Chuck Norris doesn't push the world up, doesn't do push-ups. He pushes the world down. I have a Chuck Norris fact book somewhere. What was the old saying in the Expendables 2? Cobra bit Chuck Norris, and then the Cobra died 3 days later. Or some ridiculous thing. KBD's first free throw is good, 41-36. Spurs down by 5. There's a lot of... Do you know what the Chuck Norris quotes originally started as, though? They didn't originally start as Chuck Norris facts. Do you know who they did start as? See if anybody knows this in the chat. This is a real thing. They weren't originally Chuck Norris facts, but they became popular as Chuck Norris facts. As Blake Wesley gets a steal, Spurs ball. KBD will bring it up for the Spurs into the paint. Euro steps, kicks it out to Brandon for 3, and now Berger. Spurs get the ball back. And a putback by KBD. It was a mini one, but it was still a thunder dunk of justice. Either way. The lightning's going in my face. Oops. Well, there it is again. Whatever. Those you didn't see the first time. There we go. Wasn't on my scoreboard. Trivia with Rich. That's right. Yeah, did anybody answer that? I don't think anybody answered the original Chuck Norris facts. Hey, Rich, please keep in your prayers. My mom in the hospital. Oh, prayers out. And hopefully a very successful and as painless as possible chemotherapy. There was a bucket by the, and one apparently by the Blazers while I was talking to you guys. Spurs ball. But seriously, Asia, good luck with everything. And another whistle. Jeez. It was not Jackie Chan facts. It was an action star, but it was not Jackie Chan facts. Second Thunder time was, there you go, Amir's got it, the sports critic. It was Vin Diesel facts originally. And then they became Chuck Norris facts and took off. Nobody cared when it was Vin Diesel facts, but when they became Chuck Norris, everybody cared. Langford in the paint, off the glass, good. 44-41. Spur the moment, cool name. I agree. Which quarterback do you think has a higher ceiling, Bryce Young or C.J. Stroud? I don't really know, playmaker Guido. I haven't researched either player, so if I took a guess, it would be just a guess and not an educated answer. I haven't followed anything with the NFL draft. It's much less interesting for me this year because the Giants don't have a top 10 pick. I think they picked like 17th. KBD for three. In-and-out burger. Dominic Barr with the offensive rebound. The putback is good. And one! Spurs looking to tie it at the line. Who should the Spurs draft if we land the second pick? I got to say Scoot Henderson. I mean, I'm going Scoot if we pick second overall. If we pick first overall, Victor Wanyamama. If we draft second, Scoot Henderson. If we draft third, I don't know. Is Chuck Norris 83? Veronica, what you got your hand up in the air for? We have a young team. I just don't know, like, are some of these guys going to be really good? Your Dominic Barlows, your Mamus, your Julian Champagnies, are they only producing because they're on a bad team right now and getting opportunities? I don't know. I'm not trying to criticize the players in any way. I just don't know if they're long-term players here. 0-0 for three. Who's 0-0? I have no idea who 0-0 is on the Blazers. He's going to be 0-0. I'm going to call him that. That's your name, 0-0. Spurs ball, game tied. 8:44 to go. Wesley will get it around to Champagnie. Champagnie, he stepped out of bounds. Come on with the stepping out of bounds crap. Totally Lonnie Walker that play. Sorry to hear that, Jose. Best luck to your mom, too. I need to say something. F cancer is right. I agree with that. I mean, nobody's a fan of the C word. We have a tied game, 44-all. Never mind. Trenton Wofford takes it in the paint, throws down a huge one-handed dunk. Nice move, young man. Nice move. Blake Wesley's going to drive into the paint himself, throws it up. I think he got blocked. He missed, and then even partially blocked. I don't know. He gets blocked very, very often. He did line that play. Good evening, Two Mangoes. Spurs in the playoffs next year. I like the sound of that. Jay Money, good evening. Thank you for getting me the starting lineups earlier tonight. Appreciate you. Eubanks spins around, throws up a little jump hook. No good. It is Spurs ball, down 46-44. 8 minutes to go in the first half. Brandon for three, no good. Dominic Barlow knocks it out of bounds, and it'll be Blazers ball. 12 p.m. where you are? Aren't you like Zealand or something? Veronica, I have no idea what's going on with Lonnie Walker. I really haven't checked in on any of our former players. You know what? We're going to commercial, but no, we're not. I was going to check in on Lonnie. Never mind. It's going to go to Basketball Reference during the commercial break, but we back, so never mind. That's a turnover by the Blazers. Spurs got a 2-on-1 fast break. KPD to Blake Wesley. Wesley with a little jumper in the paint. We got a tied game again. Daniel Barry, good evening, by the way, if I haven't said hello already. How do I like Anthony Volpe? I've only seen him play in the Phillies game on Amazon Prime the other night, so I haven't seen him enough. I know Aaron Hicks still stinks! Bum. KBD in the paint misses the shot. Blazers ball, 7-11 to go. Wofford's going to spin down the court, kicks it out for three. That's good. Skylar Mays for three from the corner. Champagnie threw it up, and Eubanks gets another huge block. Can Sean Elliott still dunk? I mean, he was 6'8". So I'm not shocked that he still can dunk. I wonder if David Robinson still can. I mean, he doesn't have to jump very high. He was 7'1". You got to think of reaching up. He's probably touching 9 feet or taller. So he should still be able to, even at his age. Right? Come on, KBD. KBD. K B D. Okay. I did not hear Aaron Hicks' stupid comments. You want to enlighten me? What do you say is the greatest of all time? Zach, I wouldn't mind going back to San Antonio again. Not this season. Of course, Spurs only have a couple games left, but maybe next year. We'll see. It's not cheap to fly out to Texas. I don't think I would go for 5 days again. Ideally, I would go for a back-to-back on a weekend. So if the Spurs played Friday and Saturday, fly in Friday morning, go to the games on Friday and Saturday, come back Sunday morning. Lonnie Walker's the same player. I mean, I'll put Basketball Reference now. Last I checked, I believe Lonnie was kind of having a similar year to what he usually does, what he had been doing with the Spurs. So Lonnie Walker this year with the Lakers, 55 games, started 32, getting 23 and a half minutes a game, which is pretty much what he got the last 2 years with the Spurs. Shooting about 45% from the field, 36% from beyond the arc, 86% from the free throw line, 2 rebounds, 1.2 assists. Oh gosh, that's terrible. A third of a block a game, half a steal, 11.8 points per game. His stats kind of match last year's stats with the Spurs. While he is more efficient from the field than he was, his rebounds are down, his assists are down, scoring's down a little bit too because he's taking less shots. So overall, yeah, he's the same player. Same guy he always was in San Antonio. Sorry, Lonnie. Nothing's changed there. It is what it is. Sorry, El Cuatro. Which he said he doesn't know what his role is and something about not getting any playing time. But when he does get playing time, he stinks. Well, there you go. If you're stinking when you get playing time, then you're not going to get playing time. I think my camera's a little too high. That's maybe a little better. Spurs are not going anywhere. I agree with that. Spurs are staying in San Antonio. I refuse to think they're going anywhere but staying in San Antonio. Not going to Austin. I think they're in San Antonio for at least another 10 years. After that, we'll see. Good evening, Brian. Julian Champagnie at the line for 2. Spurs down 49-46. Man, and his hair just reminds me so much of Derek White's hair. That's not a bad thing. Double money, what, in Austin? Second free throw good. 49-48. Under 7 minutes to go. Blazers are up by 1. The Blazers are up by 1. That's my Triple H impression. Not very good. Drew Eubanks with the ball. Pass it to Wofford. Wofford jumper in the paint. Going to bounce her off the rim a couple times. Eubanks will swat the ball out of bounds. It will be Spurs ball down by 1. Do you know Gary Sanchez is playing with the... Is he? DR, do you mean Dominican Republic? I did not know that. Man, remember how good he was early in his career and then how bad he's been the last few years? Freaking Gary Sanchez. Keldon with the ball, launches a 3. That's an in-and-out burger for Keldon. Drew Eubanks with the rebound. Eubanks launches a football toss down the end of the court. It's Blazers ball, and the jumper in the paint is good. That was Justin Minya. Whoops. 51-48. Blazers up by 3. Romeo Langford out in three-point line gets into Zach Collins. Collins against his former team that drafted him, the Portland Trail Blazers, turns the ball over. As soon as I was pumping up the matchup, coughed it up. 14 on the shot clock for Portland. Minya with the ball gets into the paint, throws it up off the glass, no good. Eubanks will punch it out of bounds again. Drew Eubanks needs to simmer down an hour. I'm from New England, and when I came to Texas in the early 90s, I immediately fell in love with the Spurs. Anthony? I can relate to that. Definitely can relate to that, man. Became a Spurs fan in 1990 during David Robinson's first year. I used to think it was 91, but it actually is 1990. Champagnie going to take a quick corner three. Good! Tie game. I do not cover baseball. I liked doing baseball initially, and then I did the London series with the Red Sox and the Yankees, and both streams were 5 hours long, and I stopped doing baseball at that point. I have plenty of games I can cover for the Yankees this year because of Amazon Prime. I'll have access to at least 20 more games. I just don't like covering baseball. It doesn't fit my personality. I like watching it. I watched the Yankees versus was the Phillies a few nights ago where they got like beat up 4-1. I like having the game on in the background. But if you guys watch my channel here, Motormouth, go, go, go. And basketball fits that type of play calling style, whereas baseball is very ball one, ball two. First, by the way, 2 free throws for the Blazers. Blazers suck. Well, they're up by 1 on us right now. I do like the pitch clock, Asia. I do think that's a good idea. If they can keep all their games under 3 hours, which they need to do. The NFL maybe could do a little bit less commercials and not have their games be over 3 hours these days. I mean, every time there's a stoppage, there's a long commercial break with the NFL, and quite frankly, I'm tired of it. Champagnie's going to launch another three. In! Julian Champagnie. How many points is Champagnie out tonight? Is he at like 12 or 14? I feel like he's hit quite a few threes. That runner in the paint is no good. I think that was Skylar Mays with the miss for Portland. Spurs will get the ball up the court quick. Keldon Johnson gets blocked, and the ball's going to go off Keldon, out of bounds. It'll be Blazers ball. We did keep Champagnie. He is. Smash that, Phil. He is. Wait, smash that, Phil. Sure, why not? Turnover by the Blazers. Keldon on the run, gets the ball up the court to Trey Jones and throws it out of bounds. Playing a little careless basketball here, guys. Brian, I think Champagnie has the most points for the Spurs right now. I feel like he's got like 12. I could be totally wrong because I can't see right now. I can see, I'm going blind. That runner is no good by Trendon Watford. It is Spurs ball. 4 minutes to go. They are up by 1, 54-53, which actually has been an entertaining back-and-forth game. Keldon in the paint misses the shot. Fight for the board. And are we going to have another jump ball? We are. Keldon and Butler Jr., I believe, are going to jump this one. Jump around. Jump up, and get down. Let's get to 50 thumbs up by the half. I'd love to smash that thumbs up. It does look like this. We have been getting to the low 60s, so we've been getting there. We just need people to come in and get the thumbs up. And unfortunately, having 2 losing teams without most of their starters, it's hard to draw the crowds, but that's okay. I've said it before, and I'll say it again. When we get Victor Wembanyama, the channel's going to blow up next year. Keldon misses a 3. Mama with the rebound. Champagnie for 3! Julian Champagnie having one of the best games of his NBA career. Champagnie Hardaway. Plans for Easter? No. That's right, Easter is Sunday. Well, I'm still calling it the last Spurs game of the year. Drew Eubanks for 3. I got to call it the last Spurs game. Otherwise, no, I don't really have any plans. I got plans tomorrow and Saturday. Champagnie in the paint gets rejected by Drew Eubanks. Eubanks has been pushing them balls out of the paint when the Spurs have brought it in there left and right. Salute, AB to you. Butterfly, are you going to that party? Actually, you live up that way, don't you? You should go. You're already there. Why not? Keldon gets the ball into KBD. I think, no, is that Champagnie? That's Champagnie. My bad. God, she's got like 16 points, I think. Coming out party for Julian Champagnie tonight. Mamu gets run into by Jabroni Walker. And we're going to have an offensive foul on the Blazers. Champagnie has 19 already? Shut the front door. We got a timeout. Julian Champagnie. Does Champagnie have any NBA experience before the San Antonio Spurs? No. No, wait. He played with Philly. He played 2 games with Philly. Didn't make a bucket. Didn't score. Didn't get a rebound. Had a steal, so he pretty much had no stats. With the Spurs this year in limited action, he's played 12 games, 18 minutes a game, shooting 46% from the field, 37% from beyond the arc, 83% from beyond the line, and averaging 8.4 points in 18.6 minutes. So he's actually played pretty well, and he's got 19 tonight. He's only 21. 6'8", 220. Anybody know where he was drafted? I can't see where he was drafted. Look at his contract situation. Signed a two-way contract with the 76ers in July of 2022. He was waived by the Sixers on February 14th of this year. The Spurs claimed him off waivers from the 76ers on February 16th. So I don't think he was drafted. He played in St. John's. He's been a very pleasant surprise for a waiver project. Very pleasant surprise. I hope you're doing well, Mickey. Thank you for stopping in. I mean, anytime you can get those diamonds in the rough, an undrafted player like Julian Champagnie that all of a sudden show they might be able to contribute a lot off the bench. I mean, he's been showing he's a great three-point shooter and showing some ability to get to the rim at times. So I'm excited to see what happens with him. Mikal Bridges, shout out. Interesting. We are in a commercial break right now. A bunch of hats. Hats for bets. Keep bets warm. You get the reference? Great. Do I know what Red McCombs paid for the Spurs? I have no idea. That I don't know. Not a clue. No idea. Spurs are up by 3. 59-56, under 3 minutes to go in the first half, and it's been actually a solid game. Been happy with it. Hey, Duncan, I'm back and bet the over this time, 228. Right now we got 115 points by the two teams, so they should get the over. Champagnie has a twin brother named Justin that plays for the Celtics. No kidding. Didn't know that. So Cowboy X Factor, I'm not the type of person that buys a jersey right away on a rookie player. So I'm probably not Wemby or Scoot. But man, I would love us to get Wemby. I'd be happy with Scoot too. Watch us take Joshua Samanic or Luca Primo. Some guy I've never heard of. Right? You don't think it can happen? It's happened plenty of times already. Spurs ball. 2:40 and some change. Spurs up by 3. Trey Jones into the paint. Runner. Good. And one. And one. And one. Spurs up by 5. Yep, Luca Primo. Spurs fans everywhere will be saying, who? Man, I hope I don't rage on the freaking live stream. I hope that if we get a high pick, as in the top 3 pick, we don't draft somebody that's not ranked in the top 10. 3-point play is good. Blazers ball down by the biggest lead of the game for San Antonio. They're on an 11-1 run in the last 2 minutes. I still don't know who 00 is for the Blazers, but he just had the ball. They get it over to John Butler Jr. Now Knox with the ball. Back to Butler. Butler's jumper is no good. Mamu going to bring up the ball for the Spurs. Sprinting up the court into the paint. Over to Trey Jones. Jones stepped out of bounds. Come on, Spurs. Another Lonnie Walker play. Phil, I doubt he'll ever play in the NBA again. Seriously, I doubt it. Unfortunately, that type of stuff, if you're a dude and you get accused of that type of stuff, it tends to follow your whole life, and I don't think he'll be another opportunity in the NBA. He's probably already made enough money. That's a crazy thing in the NBA to live off of, if he invested smartly. $1? Was it $1? Right, Veronica? The court must be much smaller. Keldon for 3. And Keldon Johnson's 3 has just not been good since the first week of the season. That being said, Zach Collins gets the putback and one. 64-58. Austin is smaller, is it? Do we know if how 2 wins at the end here would affect our percentage for being the bottom 3? Number one is the Detroit Pistons, no matter what, Anthony. Right now, we're tied with the Rockets for the second worst team in the NBA. They have us on the tiebreaker, so if we win a game and finish with a better record than them, then we could finish third worst team in the NBA. We can't finish any worse than the third worst. So there is that. Andrew, I hope you're doing well yourself, though. Collins free throw, good. 3-point play is good. There are more people at this game than any game at the AT&T Center in the past 3 seasons. Are you for real on that? You're welcome, Anthony. Man, a lot of Spurs fans are going to be unhappy if the Spurs win tonight. And they should win. They're playing a heavily depleted Blazers team. And I think we just got the ball back. I don't know what happened, but the Spurs got the ball back. What's up with Malachi, Mr. Nunu? He's just having a rough game. Spurs get into Collins. Collins, a little jumper. Good. Zach Collins, that's 5 points in a row for him. 67-58. You know what? There actually does look like there's a pretty good crowd in Austin tonight. It does seem like it is a smaller arena. Do any of my San Antonio Spurs fans in the chat know how many people the A&T Center can hold and what the max attendance is for the HEB Center where they're playing tonight? Do I think Malachi will get to 13? I hope he gets at least 13. Blazers ball. Pull up 3 is no good for Kevin Knox. Kevin Knoxville misses the 3. Ball's going to go out of bounds. And is it going to Portland? San Antonio ball. AT&T is 30K. Last night I was in the sports sphere and I was calling you out because Josh Rocha is... You're calling me out? Hopefully in a positive way, Andrew. Hopefully in a positive light. Trey Jones for 3. No good. Going to go out of bounds. It'll be Blazers ball. All right, that 18,000 will double if we get Victor or R210. We got to get somebody to draw the fans in for the San Antonio Spurs. Eubanks in the paint, spins around, turnaround. Jay is good, and 1 for Drew. 67-60. AT&T is 18,000. Moody Center is 15. Okay, is it the Moody Center? Is that what it's called? I thought it was the H. You know what? Maybe I got my arenas confused. Is there an HEB Center, though, in Austin? Is that where the Austin Spurs play, then? Forgive me, I'm not from Texas, nor do I live in Texas, so I don't know all the correct lingo. Drew Eubanks' 3-point play is good. It's going to be Spurs ball up 67-61 as they are looking to 69 the Portland Trailblazers in this game. I said it. Drew with 15 points, 4 boards, and 3 blocks in the first half. Not too shabby. Kellen's going to lose the ball in bounds, and that's another turnover for San Antonio. HEB Center is Cedar Park. Okay. Kellen not having a good first half. I don't know his stats, but I don't feel like they're very good. I haven't seen a lot of positive after Kellen. Headband Kellen is not doing well. It is Blazers ball right now. Pull-up jumper in the paint is no good for Kevin Knox. The Spurs can hold for the last shot. Mamba with the behind-the-back dribble, drives in the paint, throws out the glass, and gets rejected. Wow. Zach Harrison with the rejection. Not bad, young man. So 0-0 is Zach Harrison. I've been struggling all night on who that is. And now I know. Knowing's half the battle. Shot clock is off. Spurs ball. KJ out in 3-point land. Looking for a pick and roll with Zach Collins. No pick, no roll. Kellen takes off. And the jumper's no good, but the putback is. And the Spurs did just 69. The Portland Trailblazers. 69-61. I like no whistles. Let them play. Just let them play. All right, Andrew. You know I'll be here probably to the end. I haven't needed to stay to the end of the most recent Spurs games because they're getting blown out, but they're actually ahead in this game as we will go to the half, and then we'll pull up the halftime statisticals to find out who's playing well and who is not. We drop the half on here. Keldon does need to take that headband off. He's not playing well with the headband at all. So pull off the headband, Jabroner. All right, for the Portland Trailblazers, Drew Eubanks with 15 points, also 3 blocks in the first half. Watford with 6, Butler Jr. with 2, Mays with 9, Williams with 8. Off the bench, Minaya with 2, Walker 4, Knox with 10, and Harrison with 5. That's Shaquille Harrison. He's 0-0. I had Harrison listed. He says number 3 on ESPN. I don't know what the heck's happening. For the San Antonio Spurs, Zach Collins with 12. Most of that, I think, near the end of the first half. KBD with 10. Keldon Johnson with 7. He is 2 of 9 from the field and 0 for 4 from beyond the arc. So a rough shooting half for Keldon. Trey Jones with 8 points. And Malachi Branham having a rough first half. 1 of 7 from the field. 0 for 3 from beyond the arc. He's only got 2. Off the bench, Mamu with, 0. Julian Champagnie having a career game so far. 19 points on 6 of 9 shooting. 5 of 7 from beyond the arc. He's also got 2 steals. Dominic Barlow at 5 off the bench. Romeo Langford 4. And Blake Wesley with 2. But Julian Champagnie, 19 points in 13 minutes. Hopefully he can keep it going and get to... Hopefully he can drop a 30 bomb tonight on Portland. Speaking of Portland, they outscored the Spurs 37-32 in the first quarter. And the Spurs came back and outscored Portland 37-24 in the second, which now gives them a 69-61 lead as we are at the half. Loudest Raven ever been in. Which arena is that, Joe? Just need 100 points scored second half. They should get to 100, no problem. Hit that like with a Spurs delight. I like that. Okay. That's different. Let's take a look around, something that I don't do often, around the NBA. Let's see who, let's look at the scores around the league. Not many games tonight. We've got the Cavaliers destroying the Magic 114-85. The Heat are beating the Sixers 96-78. The Thunder and the Jazz just started, tied up all at 2. And then we have the Phoenix Suns hosting the Denver Nuggets at 10 o'clock. So that game starts in about an hour. As we take a look at the standings, I suppose we should do that. Over in the Eastern Conference, the Milwaukee Bucks are number 1 in the league. They are 58-20, or in the conference, 58-22. The Celtics are right behind them at 55-25. I mentioned the Celtics and the Hawks. The Hawks right now are the 8th seed at 41-39. So there is a chance. Depending on the play-in, the Hawks could play the Celtics in the first round. Then we have the Detroit Pistons, bottom of the barrel, 16-64, 11 losses in a row, not even trying. The Charlotte Hornets, if they weren't so sucky this year, the Spurs would get their first round pick, but unfortunately they're 26-54. The Spurs are not getting that pick. Over in the Western Conference, Denver Nuggets are the top team in the league, 52 in the conference, keep saying league, 52-27. Grizzlies are still right there despite all the John Morant stuff, 50-30. The Sacramento Kings, surprisingly, are number 3, Suns 4, Clippers 5, Golden State Warriors are 6. The Lakers have moved up to the 7th seed. They're now 41-39 after being a joke for the first half of the year. Pelicans are number 8. And then in the bottom of the Western Conference, we've got the Houston Rockets sitting at 20 wins, 60 losses, and the Spurs barely ahead of them with 20 wins and 59 losses. And the Portland Trailblazers have really fallen apart, 33-46, 2-8 in their last 10. And the Dallas Mavericks right now not making the play-in with their current seeding. They're 38-42, sitting in the 11th spot right now. The Spurs really could be playing spoiler on Sunday as the Mavericks have fallen quite a bit, as have the Utah Jazz. If you don't remember, the Utah Jazz, I believe, had the top record in the Western Conference. Now, granted, it was only after like 13 or 14 games, but the Jazz were way up top, and now they're near the bottom at 36-43, 3-7 in their last 10. Just wheels have fallen off on the Jazz completely. Of course, they traded players away too, so I mean that's always going to mess up your roster. The Hemisphere Arena, good old days. You know, the Blazers are actually out shooting us 53% from the field to 41%, but the Spurs are up 69-61. We have 21 points off turnovers. The Blazers only have 9. That's the big difference in the game. Points off turnovers. Hey, it's not how you get there, just that you get there. MEZ says former Spur Jacques Vaughn deserves some consideration for Coach of the Year. Who is Jacques coaching right now, MEZ? Honestly, don't know. Drawing a blank. Drawing a huge blank on that one. I saw Kawhi at the River Park Parade. It was awesome. The old number 2. Kyrie, yes. You know, that's a fair statement for the moment. Kyrie Irving going to the Mavs has not helped that team in any way. Is that when they kind of fell off the rails? Is that the down? Is that the turning point in the season for them? Missed those Riverwalk parade. I've never. I didn't see any Riverwalk parades when I was in Texas. I also was not actively seeking any. So that's probably why I didn't see any. Makes sense. Makes dollars. Selena, show me something, will you? Still looking good. All right, well, we got a lot of commercial breaks. I don't know what to talk about. Don's going to do this. What do you think of that? Is that good? Selena Gomez blowing a kiss and a Dalmatian right in your face? No? Okay. What if we do this instead? There we go. Hopefully this doesn't kill my ratings, because I know the ratings are hurting for The Mandalorian on Disney+. Although I get it, even I'm not watching it. I like the first 2 seasons. I watched the first episode of the 3rd season, and I like Grogu, but I just felt like there was too much Grogu. Like, they were constantly showing, like, always showing his reaction to everything. And I'm like, okay, you're clearly, I don't know. It just felt like too much. I gotta say, the last few Disney shows may have kind of killed it for me too. I didn't like the Book of Boba Fett too much, which in of itself kind of felt like the Mandalorian season 3 at times. And then I didn't like a lot of Kenobi. I liked Obi-Wan Kenobi and the Darth Vader stuff, but the third sister I could have totally did without. Her storyline I thought was a disaster. There were some plot points that made no sense, and overall I was kind of disappointed in Kenobi. So between Boba Fett and Kenobi, I think I got Star Wars out on Disney Plus, and I've been Marveled out too. I have not been watching any Marvel movies or TV shows over the last year and a half, and I haven't liked the recent Marvel movies. I'm just making chitter chatter. I did not like Thor: Love and Thunder. Was not a fan of that. I really did not like the new Doctor Strange movie with Scarlet Witch in it. Did not like what they did with her character. I knew it was going to happen. I just figured constantly putting out too much content, which I think even they've said, Disney has said we need to slow it down and go quality over quantity. They've just been pumping out so much content, and I don't think it's all been good lately. And they did peak with the huge Avengers storyline and crossover that culminated in Avengers Endgame. So there was only one direction to go from there anyway, probably down, but I have not been a fan of anything Disney's done the last few years. I have 5 caps, 5 shirts, championship merch. Oh, okay. Malachi completely sold. What? Agreed, Rich. I'm a sucker for Marvel, though I Love and Thunder was bad. I love comic books. You guys know this. I've talked about it. Just think they need to slow down a little bit and get back to just, don't focus on forcing certain characters or certain whatevers. Just focus on making a good movie and let the chips fall where they may. No, that's all I'll say on that. Good evening, Nathan. Thank you for stopping in. You root for the Blazers, huh? Well, I gotta say, I don't think too many Spurs fans would be too unhappy if the Blazers won tonight so they can keep their draft position. I've not seen anything recently by DC Spur at the moment. I know the new Batman movie came out last year. I think the last DC thing I watched was the Zack Snyder Justice League, his cut of the movie, which I thought that was way too long. I think it was 4 hours, 3.5 hours, and I watched that in pieces. I'm like, this is too long. Lady Gaga's playing Harley Quinn. Well, whatever. I mean, if she does good, she does good. A World War Hulk movie. I mean, the thing is, they kind of already used some of that storyline in Thor Ragnarok. That was such a massive storyline for the Incredible Hulk, Planet Hulk into the World War Hulk storyline that just to have it as a kind of a side storyline at Thor Ragnarok, I thought they really dropped the ball there. And I'm not sure. The Hulk is a tough character. He's very popular. He had his own TV show back, a successful TV show in the late 70s, early 80s. But as far as being a successful movie character, with him being all CGI, you also have the problem the character, when he's the Hulk, doesn't really have any weaknesses. He's near indestructible. Same problem you have with like a Thor character, where you have characters that are just so ridiculously overpowered. Are they really ever threatened? I think maybe what would be cool, I'm going back to the 90s, is if they did a merged Hulk storyline. For those that don't know, the Hulk is, Bruce Banner has a multiple personality disorder. So the different colored Hulks, the gray Hulk, the green Hulk, they're not different colored because of how angry he is or whatever. They're different colored because it's a different personality in his head. So you had the savage green Hulk, kind of the teenage smarter Joe Fix-It gray Hulk. Eventually became a merged Hulk where all three personalities came together, Banner, Gray Hulk, Green Hulk. But it turns out that merged personality was just another personality disorder in and of itself. Was not a fix, it was just another personality disorder. So, I mean, they could go that route. I don't know if they would go into that type of subject matter, though, with the Hulk. That's what the character is. He's a very troubled character, an extremely troubled character that was abused as a child. I just don't know if Disney's going to go there with him. Her Harley Quinn looks good, too? Okay. Dreams to live in the U.S.? Good luck, Nathan. Hope you accomplish your dream, my man. Hulk doesn't have enough villains. The thing is with the Hulk, his most popular comic book fights of all time, Wolverine, Thor. It's against other heroes, so I don't know how well that would play in a movie. He's had some decent villains, the Abomination, the Leader, but they're not, they're not the same level as the X-Men's villains, or Spider-Man would be the best example. Spider-Man, just is there any other comic book where so many villains came out of one comic book, where you had Dr. Octopus and the Vulture and Venom and Carnage. The Punisher got his start in Amazing Spider-Man. Rhino, the Kingpin. I mean, just one after the other. So many classic villains got their start in the Amazing Spider-Man title. Yeah. I mean, I gotta think Spidey has the most recognizable villains in comic book history. My favorite Hulk comic? I don't know. I mean, are we going by value? Are we going by cover? Are we going by story? One of my favorites to read was Hulk 377, where the split personalities merged together. That's definitely near the top for me. Just the first issue, of course, has got to be on that list because that's the first appearance of the Hulk. Betty Ross, essentially Betty Banner, Thunderbolt Ross, Rick Jones. So the first issue's on there. Hulk 181, first appearance of Wolverine. First full appearance, he has a cameo in 180, a splash page at the end, and the Hulk fights Wolverine for the first time on 181. So I don't know. There's a lot of issues that I clearly love very much. I could have just seen this on Facebook, but didn't Doctor Doom kill the Hulk? Did he? Man, Hulk's... Did he drop a bomb on him, like a nuclear bomb? I feel like that's happened to the Hulk a couple times in different storylines. It's very tough to keep track of what's happened in Marvel because they had their original series of comic books that they ran to the late 90s, and ever since then, with the Heroes Reborn storyline, a lot of titles have reset every 1 to 2 to 3 years, and it's really hard to keep track of what happened in what timeline and this, that, and the other. We do have the lead right now, Butterfly. An outside game? Like an outside basketball game? Hulk fought Sentry? I'm drawing a blank when that happened, Anthony. I'm sure I've read it. I'm sure I probably have it. There's very few Hulk issues I don't have. I'm missing some from the Tales to Astonish run from the 60s. And then I'm missing a few newer ones from here and there, a few more Hulk books. But overall, I probably have 95% of every Hulk book ever made. Maybe even a higher percentage than that. We are back to the game. Players are on the court, and it'll be Blazers ball to start off the third quarter. And that's a quick bucket by Trendon Watford as he got loose in the paint. Threw it off the glass. Actually, I don't know if he threw it off the glass. He threw it in. That's what he did. Kellen needs to lose that damn headband. Gets in the paint. Turnaround jumper. No good. Get rid of the headband, Keldon. It's cutting off the circulation to your head. That's a miss and a rebound by KBD for the Spurs. He'll bring it up the court. Spurs up 69-63. I notice KBD is not doing the little hop over the center line anymore, which is good. Zach Collins for three. Good! I'm a Saints and Celtics fan. The reason I'm cheering for Blazers because I have €50 on them. It's money, huh? Okay. So, I will probably won't call the Lakers or Warriors Cowboy X Factor. One, I can't stand either team. And two, I'm not covering the Western Conference for playoffs. I don't want to stay up till 12:30 or 1 o'clock calling a team I can't stand. Brandon for three, no good. Brandon having a rough night from the field. Oh, limited series. Okay. I might not have that. That might be one of the few things I'm missing. Maybe I have not read that. I'll have to work on that. It is Blazers ball. Skylar Mays out on three-point land. Got 8 on the shot clock. Back to Drew Eubanks. Eubanks open for three, and he swishes the three. And it's now a 4-point game as Drew Eubanks is destroying his former team in the San Antonio Spurs. 72-68. 10 minutes of change to go. Keldon getting into KB Dean. KB Dean gets double team. Cross court over to Trey Jones. Jones open for three, and the three is going to go up and over the backboard. No good. Blazers ball. The Heat beating the Sixers? Okay. Drew is playing well tonight against his former team. Very well tonight. Occasionally, Cowboy X Factor. I stayed up late for the Suns game till about midnight. So once I didn't stay up. I mean, you guys, I missed a lot in the middle of the season. I was busy with a lot of stuff. The Spurs were playing their worst basketball ever. But I'm glad to be back. Zach Collins gets into the paint and throws down the Thunder Dunk of Justice with a dish from Keldon Johnson. 74-68. Had a few dunks tonight. Good. I get to use the Thunder Dunk of Justice when we're dunking. Eubanks in the paint, throws up the left-handed layup. No good. It is Spurs ball. Keldon open for three in the corner. There you go. Spurs up by 9. That ties their biggest lead of the game. I think that is their biggest lead of the game. I don't know if we've gotten to 9 yet. I don't know. Anyway, Portland ball. Skylar Mays into the paint. Gets it to Drew Eubanks. Eubanks turnaround jumper is no good, and he's going to get fouled and go to the line for two. Foul on Zach Collins. Eubanks with 2 free throws. Drew's been surprisingly, or maybe not surprisingly, very solid in Portland. While a lot of people thought he was undersized to play center in San Antonio, he's proven a lot of folks wrong. Spurs players that look like TSR, that look like me, nobody. Absolutely nobody, my man. Nobody looks like me. I'm one of a kind. I gotta tell you though, Cowboy X Factor, I've thought about doing stuff with Ron Jambo and Ricky Lombardo because there's so many things happening in the world that I want to comment on. I would not comment on them on this channel, but man, those two guys could have a field day with all the stuff going on in the world right now. That's a missed three for Portland. Spurs ball. KBD will get up the field, get into the paint. Get up the field. Get up the floor. Misses the shot. Looks like he got fouled and he'll be going on the line for two. 2 shots. They would definitely be on another platform, Cowboy X Factor. Probably Rumble. I feel like their personalities would fit over there. Didn't Keldon switch shoes? Did he? Shoes. He changed his shoes. KBD makes 1 of 2 at the free throw line, 78-69. Blazers ball. Drew Eubanks going to bring it up the court, gets into the paint, and throws it down hard with 2 hands. I think he's got at least 20 now. That was the loudest sip of water ever. Yeah, you know, gotta have a little fun. Trey Jones into the paint himself, out to Kellen. Kellen thinks about a three, pulls it down, takes off, spins around, into the paint, pull-up jumper. No, not even close. Not even close. And a turnover down the other end of the floor. Spurs back on the run. Zach Collins, I'm not sure what just happened, but he throws it up and in. That looked like a broken Euro step. Drew Eubanks went down. Everything looked ugly there, but it went in. And we're going to have a timeout. A music video for the Expendables? Expendables aren't really hot right now. Is there going to be an Expendables 4? Oh, I missed the bucket by the Blazers. My bad. 80 to 73. I know what happened there. What happened? Hey, buying a car from Vroom is... just go to vroom.com. My friends, with the lowly Portland Trailblazers playing the lowly San Antonio Spurs, we have a good shot of setting a record for the least viewed San Antonio Spurs stream ever on this channel. Hey, if you're going to go down big. Go big or go home. I actually, funny you should ask, Cowboy X Factor. This month, I'm getting rid of Xbox Game Pass. I have been gaming less and less, and I notice the games I do play, Road Company, Rocket League, still Apex once in a blue moon, they're all free to play, and I found out yesterday, or the day before that, you don't need Xbox Live Gold or Game Pass to play free-to-play games multiplayer. So I was like, oh, wait, so I could still play those games on Xbox without needing a subscription or anything. So I'm going to cancel my service. I downloaded Overwatch 2. I haven't tried that yet. But there's a ton of free-to-play games. And I was like, you know what? For as little as I've been playing lately, plus I want to cover the NBA playoffs when they roll around in a week. Also, the nice weather rolling in means I want to be outside more. I want to work on the music channel, which I keep saying, until I'm blue in the face. I want to cut out some gaming. I'm not saying I won't come back to gaming, but while the nice weather's here, I want to cut down on it and maybe get back on Xbox Game Pass in September, October later this year. That's all right, Duncan. Hey, you know what? It's nothing, not my fault. None of my viewers' faults. The team that I follow primarily is not good right now. And the team they're playing, quite frankly, is not good right now. And it is what it is. The Spurs are eliminated from the playoffs. Portland's out. I think they're out. People just have tuned out and moved on. And that's fine. Because when we get the first overall pick and Wemby's here, you're going to see a minimum of 500 people each stream. You watch. Save money to go. I haven't been a Giants game in forever. It's been a long time. No, not. I tried the gaming thing briefly, Cowboy X Factor. Trying to maintain 3 channels, I don't have the time or energy. I really don't. It was fun, but to keep it going, I just Ricky Lombardo was there. That's right. That's probably why you like it. Ricky Lombardo was rating the ladies of Road Company and Apex Legends. Maybe Joshua? Maybe they're thinking Lightning can strike twice, being the 3rd seed. Kellen Johnson on three-point land, dishes it around to Malachi Branham. Branham's jumper is no good. Branham has just been ice cold all night long. It is Blazers ball. Turnaround jumper is good. I couldn't see who shot that. I think that was Trent Watford. 80-75. I did see that mirror, Anthony. I did see that. Hopefully that's not bad luck for us. Malachi Branham's going to drive into the paint. Turns the ball over as his woes continue. Nothing going right for Malachi Branham. Up by 5. 7 minutes to go for the San Antonio Spurs. Drew Eubanks with the ball right now in the paint. Very awkward looking jump hook. Bounces off the rim, and goes in. Very much a throwback by Drew Eubanks with the hook shot. Well, it worked. Whatever. It's not how it gets in. It's just whether it gets in or not, right? Kelman going to take another 3. Yeah, but Trey Jones tips it in. One of the shortest guys on the court right now. Maybe the shortest guy gets the offensive rebound and put back. Well, okay. You do your thing, Trey. My gosh, he's even shorter than me. And I'm on the couch. Couch. Skylar Mays out in three-point land. Pick and roll, Drew Eubanks. Back to Drew. Drew thinks about a three, pulls it down. 4 on the shot clock. Drew to Butler. Butler's now going to pass it. They're in a shot clock violation. Yep. Shot clock violation for the Blazers. Way too much passing. Way too much passing. Somebody got to shoot the ball eventually. That's turnover. There's 16,000 people there, Butterfly? Is that the biggest Spurs crowd since, like, November? Before we started on, what, a 10 or 11 game losing streak or whatever it was? Drew Eubanks has 23 points and 4 blocks tonight. Not bad. Mamo's checked in for San Antonio. Mamo with the ball right now in the paint. Out to Keldon. Keldon's going to launch another 3. Then another miss. Rough night for Keldon Johnson. Butterfly, are you going to the last Spurs game of the year in Austin? Are you going to Saturday's game? That's a pull-up 3, and that is no good for... I didn't see who shot that for Portland. Jones going to drive to the paint, get the layup, and 1! 84-77. Nice job by Trey. And, man, Blake Wesley could really learn some things from Trey Jones, as in how to use your body to shield off the defender, not get rejected all the time in the paint. He did, Anthony. You're right. Drew did bring the energy for the Spurs. He's just really taking advantage of that opportunity right now with Portland, where maybe he didn't take it as advantage of much in San Antonio. Jones' free throw is good. Back up to 8 points. I don't know who these hoochie mamas are they keep showing on my TV out in the crowd. I said it. Portland ball. 10 on the shot clock. And a nice job by Jonathan Williams spinning around, getting into the paint, getting it up off the glass. It's good. 85-79, 5 minutes to go. Champagnie throws up an air ball. The fast break down the other end and an easy dunk for the Blazers as Wofford throws it down. And just like that, it's back to a 4-point game. Mickey, I've not seen the Dungeons & Dragons movie. I probably will not see it personally. Michelle Rodriguez and Chris Pine, I believe, are in it. That sounds about right? I think that's right. It is Spurs ball. Mamu. Mamu starts to drive. Picks up a dribble, gets it across to Keldon. Keldon's going to launch another 3. Another miss. Keldon's just chucking up the 3s. Channeling his inner Rudy Gay and just chucking the ball and not making any of them. Down the other end, Trent Wofford is fouled. Malachi's not injured first last. He's just playing terrible tonight. Keldon's not playing well either. He's been out there. He's on the bench right now. But he did start the third quarter. Just hit the rookie wall tonight. It's going to happen where young guys are going to have those games where you just kind of look and say, what the heck's wrong with them? Keldon having one of those nights too. Keldon needs to take the damn headband off. Just take it off and throw it. Trent Wofford, first free throw. It's good. 3-point game. Portland just hanging around. Hanging around and hanging around. Not where you want to keep your opponent. 4:22 to go in the third Q. 85-82. Trent Wofford with 15 points tonight for Portland. If you will do the power of the dark side. Right? And change the shoes back too. Get rid of the headband and change your damn shoes. Blake Leslie with the ball for San Antonio. Dominic Barlow's checking in for the Spurs. Langford's checking in for the Spurs. Champagnie, pull-up jumper off the glass. Good. And 1. Julian Champagnie. What a night for him. Got over 20 points off the bench for San Antonio. Jonathan, they're up right now. Up by 4. But this game is far from over. Very far from over. Try to stretch my back out a little bit. D&D movie looks okay. The Air Jordan movie looks cool. I don't think I'll pay to see it, but if it's like free on a streaming service, I definitely would watch that. 88-83. Spurs up by 5. Blazers ball, 4 minutes to go in the third quarter. Drive and a bucket. Was that Williams who got in the paint? I think it was. 88-85. Malachi's on the bench. Sweet Malachi. Ba, ba, ba. Yeah, he's on the bench. And now a turnover by Romeo Langford. Blazers have a chance to cut this to 1 or even tie it. Oop, or turn the ball over. Spurs ball. Langford turns the ball over. He tries to, and now a turnover by the Portland. It is Spurs ball. A missed shot, and Champagnie with the putback. I think he's got 23 now. 23 or 24 points for Julian Champagnie. He's 24 points on 8 of 12 shooting, 5 of 8 from beyond the arc. A career night so far. They just put his name up as Justin Champagnie. Justin Champagnie. Mamu gets loose in the paint. Gets a little layup good. Justin Champagnie, huh? Portland. Disrespect. Blazers ball, down by 7. And a block by Mamu. Ball's going to go out of bounds. It'll stay with Portland. Can't believe the disrespect Julian Champagnie like that. Justin Champagnie. Did somebody tell me he has a brother, Justin Champagnie? Maybe that's where the confusion was. I don't know. We're going to have a timeout. Spurs are up 95-82. Less than 3 minutes to go in the third quarter. And the Spurs look like they have a legit shot at grabbing a win tonight. Maybe the Spurs will go up by like 25 with 6 minutes to go and call it a night. I'd actually be okay with that. Rest my voice. He does have a twin bro. Locomoto, maybe that's where they confused. He put up Justin Champagnie on the broadcast. Maybe they got his confused with his brother. Anything's possible. Anything is possible. Nathan, it's not looking good so far. So, we're winning because the Blazers started 0 starters. Their starting lineup was Skylar Mays, Jonathan Williams, Trenton Wofford, John Butler Jr., and Drew Eubanks. Their entire normal starting lineup is out. Whereas we have a few starters, so that's why we're winning. Can't hear your dog? Okay, Honcho, Joshi. Makes sense. Can't hear the dog? Woof. No? Okay. I tried. Tried something a little different. Gosh, I forgot Sunday was Easter. Crud. Now you guys got me wondering if I'm going to be able to do the Sunday game. I don't know if I'm going to be doing anything. And I think a lot of folks are going to have Easter plans. We'll see. Draft can't get here soon enough, Sal, but it is a ways away. As in over 2 months away. It's June somethingth, and then the lottery results are sometime in May. I think there's like 40 days away. I think somebody said the draft results are 40 days away, so we got a long ways to go. Jose, she should be dancing in the streets. There'll be records playing, her boobs are swaying, dancing in the streets. Hey, hey. That just happened. Janet Jackson Together Again tour. She's still touring? Okay. I thought she retired from music many years ago. Good for her, I guess, doing what she loves. 92-85, 2:40 to go. Blazers ball. The Blazers are still out shooting at 54% to 42%, but the Spurs are up by 7. And we're going to have a huge dunk as John Butler Jr. went backdoor and threw it down with authority. The clock's not running. The scoreboard's not working. There we go, 92-87. Karaoke session approved. And now a turnover by San Antonio. The Blazers are on the run. And Harrison with the bucket. I need 289. Oh, the over 227 is looking good. Very good. I think you're okay there, Duncan. Mama with the ball right now. Did I hear a whistle? I did hear a whistle, and that's going to go against Portland, I believe. 3-point game. Portland just hanging around, hanging around, hanging around. All right, killed the clock. Oh boy. Couple substitutions going on right now. Shaquille Harrison with 7 points. Shaq Harrison. Not the Shaq that, don't fake the funk and the nasty dunk. The 7-foot, 300-pound monster that was played with Orlando and the Lakers, amongst others. Not that Shaq. Oh, he's probably in better shape now than he was 20 years ago. Shaq, that is. He looks like he's pretty jacked. So imagine if he took care of himself his whole NBA playing career. He would have won more than, 4 titles? And a ball is knocked out of bounds by Justin Minaya. Almost a turnover for the Spurs. Malachi Branham has checked in. For those of you that are doing the Malachi Branham watch, he's back out there. And the next popping left and right. Okay, Spurs ball. And they turn it over. Fast break for Portland. And we're going to have a foul on the Spurs. Foul on Keldon Johnson. Joshua, Portland, I know you're rooting for Portland. They are turning it up. The Super Bowl next season? Oh, that's way too early to spoil the moment. We haven't had the draft. We don't know who's going to go where free agency. If Aaron Rodgers goes to the 49ers, then I got to think the 49ers are one of the top picks to win the Super Bowl. Because they really just the big thing that hurt them last season. They didn't have a quarterback. Guys kept getting hurt. 2 free throws for the Blazers. First one's good. I don't think Jeremy Sohan's going to play another game this year, unfortunately. Butler Jr.'s second free throw is good. Made them both. It's a 1-point game. But yeah, Super Bowl next year. I'm not going on the record for that. It's just way too early. Spurs ball. Kelton get over to Trey Jones. Jones back to Zach Collins. 10 on the shot clock. And now another foul. Rodgers to the Niners, yeah. That's a rumor, Joshua. He's going to have an elite running back in Christian McCaffrey, an elite defense, solid receivers. If I'm Aaron Rodgers, I want to go somewhere where I can win now, not 3 years from now. And I got to think San Fran's got to be near the top of the list for places for him to go to. Trey Jones with the ball, drives to the paint, passes it out to Keldon Johnson. 6 on the shot clock. Keldon now going to drive to the paint, pull-up jumper, good. That's Keldon's first bucket in a while. Struggle's been real tonight for Keldon. Quick pull-up 3 down the other end. Kevin Knox ties the game at 94. It's actually been a good game tonight. Nobody cares about it except for you guys. KBD drives to the paint, gets it off the, kisses it off the glass, and it is 96-94. Probably one of the better Spurs games we've had in some time. And Jabari Walker with the pull-up jumper in the paint, good. It's still tied, 96-0. 49ers guy since 84, so Joe Montana era. Keldon drives to the paint, gets the layup, good. Gosh, 94. I'm trying to think who else was on the roster then. Is Roger Craig there? Or was he maybe not there yet? I don't think Rice was there yet in 84. Harrison with the ball running into the paint, running right back out of the paint. Gets to the Knox. Knox gets clobbered in the paint, and he's going to go to the line for 2. Is Ronnie Lott there in 84? I don't know. Yeah, no idea. I think we're going to have 2 free throws. There seems to be a little bit of confusion on the floor right now. Yeah, I think Kevin Knox is going to the line for 2. No Craig yet. Okay. Melissa, well, we still lead right now. We're up by 1. So, I mean, we're good. Kevin Knox, 14 points tonight for Portland. Kevin, 81. Okay. Second free throw, chance to tie it. And he will. Tie game, 98 all. .98 all, Spurs ball. Trey Jones out in three-point land, standing on the number 50. There's about a 4-second differential between the shot clock and game clock. Trey Jones going to take off, throws up the high layup. Brick City, Portland ball. They can hold for the last shot if they choose. And I guess they will. Nope, quick pull-up jumper is good instead. Kevin Knox, baseline jumper, and the Blazers are the first to get to 100. And half-court three at the end is no good. I think that was Kellman that launched the brick. Portland has the lead. They're up by deuce. Up by 2. And we have one more quarter left. Spurs down by 2. I've said this before tonight, though. I think some Spurs fans would be very happy if we lost. So we can maintain draft position. I get it. At least they're competing tonight. They should win against this Portland Trailblazers team. Should. Right, Selena? Oh, yeah, Duncan, you should have the over, no problem. Love to see that. And that's because I have a bet on Portland. Just love to see small teams performing. I mean, Spurs are a small market team. San Antonio itself is not small, but they're considered a small market NBA team. God's looking at Georgia. We have to do, we're not drawing straws. I thought they had the tiebreaker and would finish ahead of us, but I'm not sure on that, Joshua, if we finish with the Rockets. No idea. Make the NBA your NBA. Okay. I will make the NBA my NBA. Sounds good. Hat off for Spurs team. What, for fighting tonight? I don't think this will work. No, that's not going to work. Nope. What if he just grows out of my shoulder? Nope, that's not going to work either. Makes a good face press, though. We will see, Andrew. Unless Pop goes full tank in the first quarter and starts playing me out there, which will not do us any favors if I'm on the court. Not going to do us any favors at all. That would get us a surefire loss if I was out there. So I expect the fourth quarter to come back, and as usual, the NBA Pass will start the quarter with some time already off the clock. I might be seeing some family on Saturday. Joshua, if not, I'll definitely be getting with friends on Saturday. That's kind of friends and family. Running to my local comic shop tomorrow. They're having a 70% off sale, so that's always fun. I really want to work on this channel a little bit this weekend. You really want to get working on the music channel because I've neglected that a lot this year. It takes so much time to create music. I just need to turn the computer on, plug my guitar in, and start riffing. Because once that happens, I'm in the zone and I'm there. Brandon pull-up jumper, short, no good. He's having a rough night. He's like 1 of 10 from the field. Blazers finished the third quarter with a 15-6 run to end it, and that's why they're up by 2 right now. Blazers ball, 10 on the shot clock. Harrison dribbling around, pull-up jumper at the free throw line is good, and the Blazers are up by 4. Spurs ball, Blake Wesley over to Keldon Johnson. Johnson having a really rough night of it too. Back to KBD. KBD going to drive it in the paint. And the jumper is no good, but he's going to get fouled and go to the line for 2 shots. Just because I can. Sucker! All right. First free throw is good for KBD. 102.99. Shaq Harrison, 9 points, 7 assists off the bench for Portland. The other free throw is good for KBD, and both teams have eclipsed the century mark. Not going to lie, I'm a little tired right now. And Jabroni Walker with an easy bucket in the paint as there were no Spurs around him, 104-100. Kellen's overrated. I don't think anybody's saying he's great these days. Kellen with the ball, throws it up and in the paint. Speaking of Kellen Johnson. I'm going out to Tampa, proud to see David Kochner. Nice. Still have a few lingering effects from when I had the flu last week, but overall, doing much better. Thank you very much. Turnaround jump hook air ball. I didn't see who shot that for Portland. Get the ball back. The long three is also no good. 104-102. 10 minutes and some change to go. Spurs down by 2. Kellen takes off. Spins around into the paint. Layup good. And all of a sudden, Kellen Johnson coming to life here in the fourth quarter. You must have seen your overrated comment. Took it to heart. Harrison will drive in the paint. Gets rejected from behind, but he's also going to get fouled. And it looks like he's going to the line for 2 shots. Ooh, excuse me.
Excuse me.
Greetings from San Antonio. Hand over fist. Good evening.
If you only knew the power of a dark side. Oh, happy I can.
Harrison's first free throw, no good. Melissa, I hope so, because, man, he's got quite the foundation he's built with all those bricks tonight. Him and Malachi have built quite a nice house. Jorge, it's been a good game tonight. As you can see, the game is tied 104 all. It's been a solid game. A very close game. Sadly, it's going to probably be the least viewed San Antonio Spurs stream I ever have on this channel, and it's not a blowout. It's actually been a good game. Go figure. Shaq's second free throw is good. I was hoping Jeremy's going to play. I don't think he's going to play again for the rest of the year. I think the Spurs are just going to sit him down. I don't think Devin Vassell's going to play again for the rest of the year either. I think they're both just out. Kelvin with the ball again. Drives into the paint. Picks up his dribble. Gets it out to Malachi Branham. Branham's going to take off and gets rejected. What a rough night for Malachi Branham. Fast break. Miss, but a putback by Jonathan Williams. And the Blazers are up by 3. Spurs ball. Kelvin's going to drive. He gets rejected. Gets the ball back. Spurs getting blocked a few times lately in the paint. Kelvin with the putback, and that one is good. Who you got Saturday? Adesanya or Piera? You know, Izzy's lost to that dude like, what, 3 times? Twice in kickboxing and once in the UFC? Long 3 for Justin Minaya, whatever. Blazers are now up by 4. We're going to have a whistle. Good game tonight between these two teams, bottom of the Western Conference, are really going at it. Jorge, Malachi's having a really rough night. I should visit the San Antonio Wearing Fiesta. What time frame is that? Tonight I was a tambourine guy in the band of Florida Naples courtside. Nice. I got a tambourine. Spurs ball. Under 9 minutes to go. Kellen in the paint, throws it up the glass, and good. And Kellen has really come to life here in the fourth quarter as we're going to have a timeout. 110-108. Spurs down by 2. A good game tonight. My friends, for those of you stopping, if you haven't hit the thumbs up, please do so. Fast, fun, free, nutritious, and delicious. And it does help the channel. And if you ain't down with that, turn doors! Oh, it's in April? We've had the lead a lot of this game, Andrew, so it's not really a comeback. It's I don't know if I want to call it a comeback when we've led a good portion of the game. If anything, Portland's come back on us. Now we got to retake the lead. By the way, it's going with different jerseys tonight. I don't know if you guys noticed. Got the Ginobili and the Johnson behind me. Julian Champagnie definitely gives us some three-point shoot, much needed three-point shooting. So he could, he's only 21. He's in his first year in the NBA, and he's looked very impressive at times on the court for the Spurs. So I'm excited to see where he might go. There's some. Well, maybe this isn't weird. I have a credit with Delta Airlines, about a $400 credit to get a ticket, and it's much more expensive for me to fly to Virginia than it is to Florida. But I got to think that's probably has to do with supply and demand, where there's just so many flights and tourism to Florida that you just can get a really good deal on a ticket. Whereas Virginia, certainly less tourism. Burns over Masvidal. What? Who was on that card Saturday night, Joshua? I'm gonna go look it up. I'll be watching at Hooters. Definitely be watching the UFC this weekend. And then I'll be at UFC 288 next month. Aljamain Sterling versus Triple C, the Cringe King coming back. Henry Cejudo. Who else is on that card? Charles Oliveira. That's cool. I like Charles. Not the best card in the world. We got really good seats, though. The tickets were much less than we paid in Las Vegas, and we're going to be maybe 10 to 15 rows closer than where we were when I was in Vegas to see UFC 285 with the comeback of John Jones. So that'll be twice this year. I've seen two comebacks. John Jones has come back after being off a few years, and now Henry Cejudo, who's been gone a few years. So definitely UFC this weekend at Hooters, but then I'll be live at 288, which is really awesome. Alex Pereira versus Ayers Adesanya. Gilbert Burns versus Jorge Masvidal, who you mentioned. Kevin Gaslam's on the undercard, huh? And the Karate Hottie, Michelle Watterson. Karate Hottie. That's her nickname. I kind of want to see that prelim with Gaslam, but he's kind of disappeared, right? Yeah, he kind of disappeared. Oh well. Let me get back to the game. It's a good card. I mean, even if the card has names you're not overly familiar with, the UFC usually does put on really good events. UFC 85 Live was awesome. Let me just say that. I'm glad I went. Portland ball. Jabroni Walker in the paint. I think either he lost it or Williams lost it. It's going to be Blazers ball at 6 on the shot clock. McDormand versus Masvidal. Blake Wesley's injury, Jorge, I think really derailed his season when he hurt his knee and was out for a couple months. I think that really slowed his development. That pull-up jumper's no good. Spurs ball. Speaking of Wesley, he's going to turn the ball over. Running a little too fast and lost the ball. 110-108. 8:15 to go. Spurs down by 2. Shaq with the ball. And throws the ball away. Both teams getting a little sloppy here. Allie, who will win between these two teams? The Spurs should win on paper, as the Blazers are missing their entire starting lineup. But so far, that's not the case. The Spurs are down by 2. Mamba with the ball for the Spurs. Drives into the paint. Throws it off the glass. Good tied game. Sandro Mamu Beleshkili. I believe how you say his whole name. It's a mouthful. Mamu for short is much easier. Blazers ball. 8 on the shot clock for Portland. And we're going to have a 3. No good. Spurs ball. Spurs have a chance to retake the lead. Ben Simmons. Oh, hell no, Rolo. They don't want Ben Simmons. He was a disaster this year. Mambo for 3. No good. Ben Simmons, no way. He was abysmal this year. I think he averaged 7 points a game. And Williams throws it out of bounds. The ball was tipped by a San Antonio Spur. 12 seconds on the shot clock. It'll stay with Portland. I think Ben is out of the league sooner than later, too. Sitting last year and having a terrible this year. Quick inbound pass and a three-pointer by John Butler Jr. And the Blazers have retaken the lead by 3. 7 minutes to go. And Blake Leslie just turned the ball over, lost it out of bounds. Dude, slow down. Slow down, Blake. That's twice where he's had the Jets on full speed and lost the ball. And he's hurting his team. 113-110. Blazers up by 3. I miss defensive basketball too, Joshua. Those days seem like they're long over. Another three-point attempt is in and out. The putback isn't, though, and the Blazers are up by 5. Hell no on Simmons is right. Big hell no. Julian Champagnie with the ball for the Spurs. He'll lose the ball. Mamu gets the ball back, and he'll lose the ball, and that's a turnover for San Antonio. Shaq will dish it off, and it's going to go flying out of bounds. Brian Walker lost the ball out of bounds. I don't know who that ball's going with. You aren't kidding, Nathan. 6:20 to go, and it's going to be Blazers ball. A terrible defense on both sides. Called today's NBA. No, Jorge, we can't hold on to the ball the last few minutes. It's been a disaster. Inbound pass, three-point attempt, no good for Minea. And it's Spurs ball down by 5 with 6 minutes to go. Mamu drives into the paint, throws it up, gets blocked. An alley-oop, and a huge dunk by Kevin Knox. We're going to have a timeout by the Spurs as they're down by 7. We are fading. I like Blake, Andrew, but I don't like what I've been seeing from him on the court lately. Wow. Portland up by 7 now. Portland's bench, second unit and third unit, beating the Spurs tonight. Good evening, Sherry. Thank you for stopping. You know what? We haven't had one of these in a while. But we are down by 7 right now. I'll give credit to the Blazers. Gotta give them credit for fighting hard tonight. Missing their whole starting lineup, and they're up by 7. Damn, hit the over with half a quarter left. Nice. Okay, congratulations. For those of you that bet the over, you got the over. That's true, Jorge. That's true. And a lot of you guys, I got to give you credit for being positive. When I mentioned the channel's struggling with the Spurs struggling, you guys are like, you know what? It's tough this year. Tough to be a Spurs fan. Tough to be a Spurs content creator. But it'll all be worth it next season. What's happening? We're down by 7. No defense by the Spurs. No offense by the Spurs. Down by 7. Scoop him as an undrafted free agent if he doesn't get picked. Who dat? Sixers lost at home. Jonathan, nice blue face. I didn't think their bench was that good for the moment, but they're on paper. We should be winning this game since they're out all their starters, but their bench has stepped up. Hey, you guys know the rule. Any given Sunday, doesn't matter who your opponent is. Anybody can win any day. Hopefully the Spurs, hopefully this league doesn't keep going this way and we're down to like 15 in a couple minutes. Because we have seen that happen too at San Antonio. I'd rather not see that. Stay competitive, keep it close. If we lose, it is what it is. But I don't want to, we should not lose by more than a few to a team that's missing so many players in the Portland Trail Blazers. Is the over under 230? We technically haven't gotten there yet, but I mean, we're pretty much there. Feeling about the Giants, I like the Walker Kessler signing. If he can stay healthy, he will be a great target for Daniel Jones. I still think we need help at wide receiver, though. Our wide receiver core is terrible, and Kenny Galladay can suck it. Suck a big fat one. All right, here we go. Fourth quarter back underway. Under 6 minutes to go. Spurs ball. Julian Champagnie with the quick 3, no good. And the Blazers have a chance to go for their biggest lead of the game if they can score on this possession. The Spurs defense has absolutely disappeared in the fourth quarter. Their offense ain't showing much either. 10 on the shot clock for Portland. We have a drive to the paint. Layup, good. I think that was Williams with the layup, and this is the biggest lead of the game for the Portland Trail Blazers. 119 to 110. Jonathan Williams with 14 for Portland. Champagnie drives to the paint, misses the bucket. Zach Collins with a putback and a thunder dunk of justice by Zach Collins. $119 to 112, 7-point game. Zach Collins has 19 points versus his former team, the team that drafted him in the Portland Trail Blazers. That little jumper is no good by Jabroni Walker. It is Spurs ball, down by 7. Trey Jones over to Mamu. Mamu will dish it off to KBD. Thinks about the three, pulls it down, drives to the paint. Ugly looking shot, no good. Gets fouled, going to the line for two. FanDuel at 227.5. Well, they obviously eclipsed that. They're at 231 right now. KBD at the line for two, Spurs fans. I saw a weird video on Facebook yesterday where they showed a player rushing like a 100-yard touchdown, and in that time, Giannis didn't even get a free throw off. Apparently, he is extremely slow at the line. First free throw is good for KPD. Marquise, okay. Hey, good evening, Jared. Jared, I don't know if I mentioned this to you. I put it in, I mirror stream the Sports Critic, but the Yankees are on Amazon Prime now, and they have like 20 more games, so I'll have a way to watch some Yankee games this year. Because I didn't have cable last year. No cable, no Yes Network, so that meant no Yankees. But I'll have the Amazon Prime games. I'm sure they might be on Fox here and there. If I get ESPN, which I probably will, to call the games for the NBA playoffs, I like throwing the Yankees on in the background. With baseball, I can't just sit there for 3 hours straight and watch the game only while doing nothing else, but it's pleasant having it on in the background. Man, we're losing because we don't play any defense at all. Spurs are one of the worst teams defensively in the NBA. Regardless of their opponent, they can't stop anybody. That pull-up jumper's no good by Minaya. And Spurs ball, they can cut this lead down even more. Keldon Johnson with the ball takes off, drives to the paint, stops, pops, nope. Zach Collins flies in, gets the offensive board, 12 on the shot clock for the Spurs. Trey Jones back with the ball on three-point land. Over to Julian Champagnie. He will drop it off to KBD. KBD looking to get into Zach Collins in the post. Can't get it to him. Over to Trey Jones. Jones going to have to launch a long desperation three. Good! 119-117. Great shot by Trey. Oh, the over is definitely locked, Duncan. I like the pitch clock, Jared. Keep the game going. I think I like it. But I've only seen one game so far. And that was the Yankees and Phillies a few nights ago. That's a miss by Portland. Spurs on the run. 3.5 minutes to go. KBD going to launch a three. Good! Spurs have retaken the lead, Spurs fans. KBD, dang, dang, dang. 10-0 run by the Spurs in the last 2 minutes. The crowd is going nuts in Austin. Now 3 down the other way is no good by John Butler Jr. Spurs ball. Trey Jones will bring it up for San Antonio. Takes off, gets into the paint, runs right back out of the paint, kicks it out to KBD. He launches another one. It's good! Keita baits Diop with another three. And there's 3:06 left on the clock. No, they're way over 236. They're at 242. They can't even tank right. They're playing a really bad Portland team. You know what? I think some Spurs fans, myself included, might not be too upset if we finish as the third worst team in the NBA. Because the last time the San Antonio Spurs finished as the third worst team in the NBA, things went our way, and we drafted Tim Duncan number 1 overall, and a dynasty was born. More for pride, exactly. Playing for pride, playing in front of the Austin audience, trying to get them a win. Right, KBD fire, who would have thought? It happens once in a while. So, Jonathan, my understanding, and I didn't realize this earlier in the season, is I don't believe Kai Soto can get drafted because he declared for eligibility in the draft last year and went undrafted. I don't think he can enter the draft again. I'm not 100% sure on that, but that's what some folks have told me. There's no defense in this game, Duncan. Spurs on a 13-0 run in the last 13 the last 3 minutes, last 13 minutes. Blazers ball. We got a good one here to close it out. We can always re-sign KBD. No, Joshua, that's not the same thing. And a block by Zach Collins down the other end. The ball goes out of bounds. It'll stay with Portland. Nicely done. Zach's second block on the night. 123-119. Spurs are up by 4. Spurs have 2 blocks on the night. The Blazers have 13. Drew Eubanks with the ball right now. Gets into the paint. Throws it up off the glass. No good. Rebound by Keldon Johnson. Under 3 minutes to go. Keldon to bring it up for San Antonio. KJ drops it off to Trey Jones. Trey Jones out in three-point land. Trey gets into the paint. Back to Zach Collins. Collins into the paint. Throws up a little jump hook. Misses the shot. Trey Jones with the offensive board. Back out to Keldon. Keldon Johnson's going to drive. Stops. Gets it over to Zach Collins. Collins throws it up. Another miss by Collins. Going to go out of bounds. And it'll stay with the San Antonio Spurs. 13 blocks, yeah. 13 blocks for the Blazers tonight. Dang. And there's another one by Drew Eubanks. He's got 5 or 6 blocks tonight. But you know what? Spurs are still up by 4. Eubanks, 23 points, 8 rebounds, and 5 block shots. Having a great game against his former team, the San Antonio Spurs. Inbound pass, Zach Collins 3. Air ball! Wow. Not the time for an air ball there, guys. Which team is worse, Spurs or Rockets? Yes. Kevin knocks the ball over to Drew Eubanks. Eubanks looking to drive on Zach Collins. Starts to drive into the paint. Kicks it out. And now a block by Zach Collins. I think that was Butler Jr. trying to take it to the paint. And now another block in this game. Zach Collins with that one. That's his 3rd block of the night. Andrew, what are we talking about? I'm so confused by your comment. Blazers ball. Eubanks for 3. Short. Keldon Johnson with the rebound. Get Terry Porter and Clyde Drexler out of the stands and put uniforms on them now. Nice. Nice, Joshua. 123, 119, 150 to go in the game. Trey Jones, 4 on the shot clock. Pull-up jumper from the free throw line is no good. A fight for the board, and we have a loose ball foul. I think it's on Zach Collins to push in the back. Oh, I don't think all of us will all do a stream together. I doubt that. Sir Cardinal's taking a long break from YouTube. I don't know. I wonder if he's coming back or if he's just... He used to stream every night the NBA. I don't think he's streamed a game in ages. Has he even streamed in games this season? I mean, I know I took some time off, but he's taking a lot of time off. Anyway, 1.5 minutes to go. It is Blazers ball. Pull-up jumper by Knox is good. 123-121. We got a 2-point game. It's a good game tonight. I'm having a good time no matter what happens. Thanks for hanging out, guys, here on a Thursday night, ladies and gentlemen. Trey Jones drives to the paint, gets rejected. That's another block for Portland. So Jones gets up the court and punches the ball out of Drew Eubanks' hands. It's going to go out of bounds. It'll stay with the Portland Trailblazers. 1 minute and some change. 123-121. That's right, Spurs pride. Portland will get the ball in. 17 on the shot clock. And they do get it in. We got 1 minute to go in a 2-point game. This game is in Austin, Texas. Jabari Walker drives. Back to Drew Eubanks. Eubanks with the jump hook. It's good. Offensive foul. Wow. They call an offensive foul. Who do they call the offensive foul on? Walker jumped into Zach Collins. It looks like he gave him the people's elbow on the way up, and that was the foul. Spurs ball up by 2. KBD in the paint. KBD with the jumper. It is good. KBD, the MVP of the Spurs tonight. 125, 121, 40 seconds to go. Spurs up by 4. Knox with the runner in the paint. Good. 125, 123. This game is nuts. 125, 123, Spurs ball. One more bucket could possibly seal the deal. Trey Jones way out in three-point land. There's about 9-second differential between the shot clock and game clock. Jones getting a pick and roll. Gets it over to Keldon Johnson. Johnson with the reverse layup and the paint, and it's good! And we have a timeout by Portland. 10 seconds left in the game. KBD is on fire in this game, MacMan. The Spurs fans are going nuts in Austin. They are loving this. I know a lot of teams, a lot of fans want them to lose, but this has been a tough season. My goodness, for me at least, get off that 20-win mark so you're not tied for the worst San Antonio Spurs team of all time with the 96-97 Spurs. Get at least 21 wins, and they're probably going to get it tonight, barring something happen. So, I'm happy. I'll take it. Let's get another one up here. I've called very, very few Spurs wins on this channel this year, so damn it, I want to take a win. 127, 123. The over-under was like, what, 236? Well, they're way over it. Got to think the Blazers are going to have to get off a really quick shot and then probably foul immediately. KBD, a win in Austin is a great thing for the team. Yes. We want to end the season with some of a high note. And you know what? Yeah, the Rockets might finish ahead of us as worst team in the NBA, finishing second. We finished third, but I got to have faith that finishing third as a San Antonio Spurs fan is going to work some magic. It happened once before. Dang it, lightning can strike twice. 10.6 seconds left in the game. Spurs are up 127-123. It is Blazers ball. And the crazy thing is the Blazers are out shooting us tonight, Spurs and Blazers fans. They have a higher shooting percentage. I think they just put up like 53%. The Spurs are shooting like 44%. Either way, they're out shooting us. They're down by 4. Nice seeing a nice full crowd at Austin tonight. I know it's a smaller arena than the A&T Center, but just not seeing empty seats everywhere, it's a nice look. Blazers get the ball in, and we're going to immediately have a foul as Knox gets fouled with 7.6 seconds left. No, it doesn't, Lance, but it means something for the fans out in Austin. Did I see your last comment, Andrew? I saw let's go. I see let's go up a little bit. No, the game's not over yet, Jared. It's darn close to over, but it's not quite over yet. We are going to get 2 free throws for the Blazers. Kevin Knox was driving and got fouled. He actually just kind of lost his balance. They're taking a look at this. Julian Champagnie was just running backwards, and Knox just kind of lost his balance. The announcers are saying that he blocked his progress, so they think it's going to be a foul. They're calling a flagrant? No. How's that a flagrant? No way. Really? No. Come on. That would be some number 1 BS if they call a flagrant on that. Just remember, both teams got a 14% chance at Wemby. Yep. The Pistons, the Rockets, the Spurs will all have a 14% chance. We're getting the instant replay results right now. Or booth review, referee review, whatever. You know, you smell what I'm cooking. So it is 2 free throws for the Blazers, which I expected. 2 shots and the ball? What? No. You better be trolling me. Kevin Knox at the line for 2. It'll be 7.5 seconds to go after the free throws. The first one's good. A 3-point game. They better not be getting the ball. That'll be some number 1 bull soup. He missed it. KBD with the rebound. He's going to get fouled by Drew Eubanks with 5.7 seconds left. KBD will be going to the line. Trey Jones getting in Drew Eubanks. No, Drew Eubanks is laughing. All right, they're just doing some polite John. AJ, the Spurs are up by 3. Got a chance to beat the Portland Trailblazers, which... All right, no free throws. This is actually going to be an inbound from the sideline for the Spurs. My apologies. No free throw for the Spurs. They're not in the penalty yet, apparently. The Blazers were missing all their starters tonight. The entire starting lineup was out. And now immediate whistle. Timeout? Oh, timeout. What's up, Mark? Thank you for stopping in. Good evening, Aquavision. Bonus Tonks, good evening. Game is not over yet. It's close to being over, but it's not over yet. Dang it. Did you miss something? I don't think so. Jorge, and if you're a Spurs fan, right now the team is on pace to tie for the worst record in San Antonio Spurs history, which would be 20 wins and 62 losses. With a win tonight, that's win number 21. So they won't finish as one of the worst teams of all time. So take that with a grain of salt. I mean, Joshua, Portland sat everybody. As soon as I saw that when I was getting ready for the stream, I'm like, who's Portland? Make sure I have the roster checked and good to go. And then I looked and I was like, their entire starting lineup is sitting. And I saw Keldon was playing. I figured Trey was playing. I'm like, we're probably going to win this. It's going to be a close game, which it is. But if Portland's missing everybody, and I think they're missing a few key bench players, I expected us to win tonight, and sure enough, we are winning. I think the over-under was 236. All right, so the Spurs do advance the ball in the timeout. We got a little over 5 seconds to go. KBD will inbound it for the Spurs. He's been the MVP here in the fourth quarter. Gets into Trey Jones. Trey Jones running around in the backcourt and gets fouled. And the Blazers are just running out of time. Let go of Devin? Really? You know, Mac, man, I got to say I like Devin. He hasn't been healthy all year. Yeah, you know, I like them both, but I kind of have to sit back and take my San Antonio Spurs visor off for a second and think to myself, are Keldon Johnson and Don Vassell the guys of the future to help get this team to the next step? And I honestly don't know on either guy. It's hard to be objective because I like both players and I want so much from them. I don't know if either one's the guy. Maybe both are. Maybe neither are. Made them both. There you go, Spurs. That's going to be the 61st win of the year. We have a three at the end from Portland to make the score look ridiculously close. That did count, didn't it? I think that counted. It did. Good game tonight. If you haven't hit the thumbs up, please do so. I appreciate it. It helps the channel. And, you know, I wasn't expecting a lot from this game, but this was one of the better games we've had recently with the Spurs winning by 2. Close game all night. Manifesting for Wemby. Don't forget, the Spurs have a 14% chance whether they draft first, second, or third. They have a 14% chance to get the first overall pick as well as the other teams around them. Good evening, Cameron. This is a good game. Enjoyed it. Spurs get their 21st win of the year, and they have 2 more games remaining. I don't know if I'm going to call the Sunday game. I forgot that was Easter. Dang it. They play Saturday versus the Timberwolves at 4 o'clock, and then they play Sunday against the Mavericks at 3:30. 2 afternoon games. That's going to be tough. We'll see. Both games really don't mean anything, but I will try to call one of them if I can. And you're welcome, Mark. I appreciate y'all being here tonight. I've been live. I've been 2.5 hours, so I'm going to wrap it up. Usually I do stats, but I got to get rolling. It's almost 10:30, and I really got to pee. So, Natan Lego Angry Fan, thank you for stopping in. Appreciate everybody stopping in tonight. And you guys are the diehards, man. You guys are here even with the Spurs being bad, and I appreciate you all. Good times are coming from us in the near future. I do believe that. So thank you all. Until next time. What you gonna do when TSR Sports runs wild on you? Go Spurs, go!